you've been injured in an accident, one thing leads to another. Your injury leads to treatment. Treatment leads to hospital bills. Bills lead to debt. Debt leads to stress. The advocates can help relieve that stress. Having an advocate attorney on your side leads to faster resolutions, fair outcomes, and a peaceful recovery for you. You deserve an advocate.
This is the Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find the Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, the Monty Show live on your YouTube machine. Good afternoon. Hello to everybody on X. On the audio platform, hello. And, of course, on YouTube, make sure that you give us a thumbs up as the show starts. As always, presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business. Bro, so many accidents on the roadways, so many things happening. Make sure that you're ready if the worst happens. You get in an accident with a semi-truck, yeah, you got to know the right way to go about that. You need clear, risk-free advice. That's what you get 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. And a lot of news today, a lot of breaking news today. I mean, this story with Memphis is a big one, mainly because, again, now I'll save my shoulder. As we told you a couple of weeks ago here on the show, Memphis had reached out to the Big 12 in pursuit of a P4 invite. And it's the league that made the most sense for Memphis. There is no question about that. It's a good fit basketball-wise, which really is what is hurting Memphis in the AAC. I don't think there's any question that the AAC just is not as competitive as it needs to be top to bottom for Memphis's basketball program to thrive. That certainly wouldn't be an issue in the Big 12, but it was always a matter of money. And as Ross Dellinger reported at Yahoo Sports today, Memphis made a $200+ million offer to the Big 12 to try and buy its way into that conference. And I don't even think that this is shocking. I think this is how business is going to be done. But Jake, my biggest question is, should the Big 12 have added Memphis right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's always hard to understand, you know, when to add a singular school, right? It's always easier for a conference to add one in even numbers, but two, you'll notice that conferences like to add in groups, if you will. They don't want to do, you know, they don't always want to have expansion and change to membership every single year. And I think that's the thing that, you know, Memphis is fighting with this Big 12 situation, is that the Big 12 is trying to figure out what the best way forward is, because we're in a time and space where everything is up for grabs. You know, we've spent most of last week talking about how the CFP is going to be changed. You know, whether it's 5-11 or 4-4-2-2-1, or staying just as it is now, and maybe talk about number of conference games versus overall power opponents. Like, so there's all this stuff happening in college football, and I just think that while I can absolutely appreciate what Memphis is doing here, trying to level up, I totally get it. I just think the timing is just not great right now because of all the uncertainty in college football. And that's what makes it difficult. So all the people out there saying, well, you know, Memphis sucks and the Big 12 doesn't want them, and maybe Memphis should have taken the Pac-12's offer. I think the fact that Memphis is offering this type of offer where they're, you know, trying to buy their way into a conference tells you everything they need to know, or everything you need to know about the Pac-12 offer. I mean, think about it. The Pac-12 is offering far less revenue than the Big 12 would be offering. And even with Memphis's offer to pay $200 million, not take a share, like you're essentially trying to make yourself as easy of an in as possible. The Big 12 still said no, because I just think it's not smart for the conference when you think about balancing schedules, when you think about overall value, when you think about, you know, does Memphis ever get into the college football playoff? Yes, they're a phenomenal basketball product, of course, but the league's not suffering in that area. The league is suffering in football right now, and it needs to improve in that area. So that's why I think that's what I think the challenges are. But to sit here, for some people to sit here and say that Memphis is never going to get into the Big 12, I think is really short-sighted. I think it's all time and space.
Yeah, and I think from the people that we've spoken to about it in the short time we've had the story, very clearly it was a not right now answer. I think undoubtedly this was not a no, thanks, but never. That's not what this was. And some people in the media are describing it as a situation where Memphis was just blown off and we have no interest. I would caution you with that, because I don't think there's any reason to believe that at quote unquote some point Memphis and the Big 12 could be in business together. Does it ever come to fruition because of money? Maybe not. Maybe a Super League happens. Okay. But under no circumstance was it a thing where the Big 12 just blew this off. Make no mistake about it. Memphis and the Big 12 had very serious conversations. And I think there's a lot of issues at play. The instability right now amongst, the college football power conferences, the lack of clarity about where football and where college sports is going forward, a lack of clarity and finality in the House settlement. I just think right now it is a very difficult time. And these conversations that have been happening over the last 6 weeks, the tumult in college athletics is just beginning. It's not coming to an end. It's just beginning. And you look at this movement by our current president to try and unwind NIL protections for athletes. You look at, again, no closure on the House settlement, all the money that's going out and the continuing litigation piling up. Now is not the time to go from 16 to 17. I think a year ago, different conversation. I think a year from now, different conversation. Things change very rapidly, but I don't think there's any credence in this thought system or this belief system that the Big 12 should have added Memphis, and it's a no-brainer. It is far from a no-brainer. And when I look at where Memphis sits geographically, this is the argument a lot of people are making. Oh, it's a perfect fit. It may be a perfect fit geographically, but you're looking at a situation where I just think the unknowns about the next year of college athletics are too great to risk. And if you're the Big 12, to be out front breaking ground in a new way of adding a team to a conference that's hundreds of millions of dollars in branding money, as it's been explained, that's just not the right thing to do right now. I am not surprised at all that Brett Yormark said no.
And I also think the conversation on the value of the conference, right? I mean, how strong has Brett Yormark been on the 5-11 model? If you really think about this, like, obviously that's been their chosen path, and he has been trumpeting that, like, hey, that's what we want. We're not going to be seen to be half as valuable as the Big Ten or the SEC. And I think that Memphis has a very strong basketball value. There's no question about that. I think the total package, though, when you compare Memphis to other schools that are already in the conference, you have to have that conversation if you're the Big 12. And it's not just a right now conversation. Like, yes, Memphis would be a decent fit in the Big 12. Yes. But if you're yet another school in the Big 12 that never makes it into the CFP and isn't making money that way, then that's kind of an issue with where the Big 12 is at right now, because the Big 12 has too many schools that simply are not competitive in football in terms of the playoffs, but are very competitive on the hardwood. And I'm not sure that it would be worth adding Memphis as a singular addition right now, when you're not, like, if it was flipped, if Memphis was, this school that was, the best G5 football program in the country, and clearly projected forward, like, hey, if we took Boise State and put them in the Big 12, what would that look like? If that was Memphis, then I think you're probably in.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's
I
tough.
agree. I think the business of this move does not make sense for the Big 12. And I think if you've listened to this show for any amount of time, I am a huge supporter of Memphis athletics. I think what Memphis brings to the table is hugely important to any G5 league. I don't know what the ramp up for Memphis would be from G5 to P4. They could absolutely make that jump. I have no doubt. They have great minds running their university and their athletic department. I think they have Penny Hardaway and a really good basketball program in place right now. Basketball is 20% of the pie. Football's 80%, and I believe it would be a significant ramp up for Memphis to simply compete for a 500 season. I think it'd be very difficult to expect that in the first 3 seasons in the league. And if you're the Big 12, you have already got an anvil around your neck with most of the teams in your conference. If we're just being brutally honest about where the Big 12 is football-wise, in my opinion, this is probably the 4th out of 4 conferences. The ACC, I really want to see what Florida State is. If Florida State bounces back, that's a better conference than the Big 12, especially with Jake Retzlaff's departure that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. I think that is a huge blow to BYU. I look at Oak State. I look at Cincinnati. I just look at the bottom teams in this league. Arizona is spending almost no money in football right now. Like, you're looking at these programs that just are not competitive. And I look at what the ACC was able to do getting Clemson and SMU in last year on a really down year from Florida State. It's going to take that kind of movement, that kind of revival from the bottom of the Big 12 to get 2-3 teams. If this, again, I'd remind you, this year, they're not expanding the playoff. You're going to be lucky to get 2 teams in. One is your conference champion. What makes us believe that the Big 12 will get multiple teams into the playoff? I think that's awfully difficult to believe at this very moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
So adding Memphis, who is not a football powerhouse, for what I would assume would be a year from now, I just don't think that. I don't think that maths. Not right now, not where we are in the economics of college football. And it's not an indictment on Memphis as an athletic department. It just doesn't, the business end of this does not add up. And I think that's, in my mind, the people I've spoken to about this, that's where it comes down. It doesn't math. It doesn't add up. And it's why I told you 2 weeks ago that, hey, Memphis has talked to the Big 12. It's what I said when Pac-12 fans absolutely shat themselves when I said, hey, Oregon State reached out to the Big 12. Because why wouldn't you reach out to the Big 12? If you're Memphis, and again, Pac-12 fan, you're probably going to lose your mind here. Why would you want to join as a football team? Why would you want to join that league?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
There's nothing there for Memphis in the Pac-12. There is nothing. There is no climb. There's nothing there. You have so much unknown. And then if you turn around and you're able to partner with a FedEx or whoever it might be, and I'm trying to get the details of what that branding partnership would look like. But if you have Memphis as a corporate sponsor offering a $200+ million deal, and you get to play in a P4, and you now go from no seat at the table and no chance to get into the college football playoff to an auto bid league, who's saying no to that? Well, apparently the Big 12 said no to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I think it's easy to try and make this an indictment on Memphis. That is not what this is. I think this is far more an indictment on the status of college football than it is on Memphis.
Yeah, and I just think that this is the ultimate, like hate on the headline kind of story. That they offered a ton of money, and the Big 12 said no. And now it's like, all right, well, where do you go from here if you're Memphis? And I get I've seen all the memes and GIFs and everything about how, Memphis is seen to have been like begging to get into the conference. I just don't think that that's the case. I think that Memphis was trying to create, a different kind of value. Like, they obviously have value in basketball. They obviously would be, valuable that way moving forward. And yeah, if you join a power conference as a full member, you got to get football going, which, I'm inclined to think that they would. But the hard part is that I think that what people don't want to admit is that, Dr. Scott is very aligned with the way Brett Yormark does business, in my opinion. I think they're two very creative people. I think that they're always looking for opportunity. They're always trying to benefit or create more benefit and more positivity and a better experience for the student athlete. And I think this was their way. Now, my question obviously is going to be, why now? What was the impetus for now? Like, I understand it's before football season, but we're like 2 seconds before football season here. Like, we got like
well, I don't think you're doing it for this very season.
No. But my point is that you've had all summer. Like, if you're going to try and make a move like this, like, you've had media days, you've had a lot of different, the summer's damn near over.
Well, but I think they've been working through that process from what I've been told. This is not something that happened today. This is something that they've been working through this process and trying to find a solution. And that solution, I don't believe, exists. So I think you would love to have announced it before your deadline and given a year and given the AAC time to maneuver there. Because I don't think, there's no question, I don't think Memphis is trying to damage the AAC. I don't think there's any of that. Business is business. And sometimes timelines are impacted and you have to move at a pace that is not necessarily your own. But that's the cost of doing business. And I think it's a very difficult, I don't know of a G5 program that can make the jump from a G5 to a P4 and succeed inside of 2 years. I mean, who's the best G5 football program? I mean, hands down, I would think it'd be Boise at this point. Can you see Boise in a position where they could compete for a conference champion? Put them in the Big 12 even. Put them in the ACC. They're not competing for a conference championship right out of the gate. That's not happening. And you look at SMU in what was a historically bad and thin ACC football league last year with a tragically bad Florida State. That's the only reason they're competing. But you put Boise in the Big 12. Boise, in my opinion, Boise is not beating Utah. Boise on a regular basis, especially with Ashton Ginty in the NFL, Boise's not beating any of the better defenses in this league. It's a huge climb, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not your top 22 players. I am telling you, it is the depth. It is the 3s, 4s, and 5s, the practice squad, the infrastructure, it's just so much more. The strength and conditioning, the medical staff, the rehab process that gets longer because it's a tougher grind. It's a completely different beast. It is so much more than, hey, our best 11 on offense are as good as anybody's. That might be true, but nobody's ever won a game with only 11 players on offense.
Right.
And I think people don't understand that, and people don't want to embrace the idea that it is a very difficult climb. If you are somebody like Memphis to get into the Big 12, and then that's one thing, but then to be competitive in football, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. And the question is, if you are, in my opinion, if you are Memphis, I think you're doing the exact right thing here.
I mean, is Memphis not the most attractive G5 school to add right now? I mean, you look at what's going on with the Pac-12 and, just everything happening up and down the West Coast with those two conferences. Like you zoom out a little bit and you just look nationally. Like I do think that Memphis is in a group of schools that are the most attractive right now. And I do think that you are going to have, you are going to have some conferences. The Big 12 is obviously the front runner here, but I would assume the ACC would look at expansion at some point as well, who are going to value that opportunity. It's just not right now. The hard part is that there is too much uncertainty. So you don't have the ability, if you are Brett Yormark and And again, I want to emphasize this too. It's not just Brett Yormark making this decision, by the way.
No.
It's the board of governors in the Big 12 who get together and say, hey, this is what we think of X, Y, and Z, issue. So these people got together and said it wasn't the right time. And I just think it's poor form if you're someone sitting here saying, oh, well, Memphis sucks and they're terrible and they were begging. And it's like, dude, they're I don't think you guys appreciate how difficult it is anymore to get into a power conference. Once the Pac-12 melted down, the entryway, the barrier of entry to get into a power conference, I would say became at least twice as difficult.
It's not begging. We tend to do this now because I think we're just a bunch of assholes. This is what we become.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're begging. They're a poverty program.
They showed up to their doorstep with a bag of money.
They brought $250 million in sponsorship dollars. That's not a poverty program. And if you are the Big 12, what is the upside to adding Memphis? Because they're not going to help you in football for several seasons. And if anything, Memphis is that team that'll beat you. Memphis is that team that'll take a Texas Tech and beat them. They can win in a one-off while they build. That doesn't help you not in this current climate. If the playoff expands to 16, okay, I could even see that happening. But I'm telling you now, we've got to get away from this knee-jerk reaction poverty program. When you say stuff like that, it tells me that you don't understand the business of college football, because that's what this is. It's a business decision. And I think it's the right business decision. With all due respect, I know when we had Dr. Scott on, we picked up a bunch of Memphis listeners. Guys, I'm telling you, it's not personal to you in Memphis. You're a great community with a great fan base that supports its university. I said the same thing about Texas State. It's not personal. It's not personal. You were a vessel for the Pac-12, and you took a huge pay cut at Texas State. I'm telling you the same thing. And as somebody that's a believer, everything happens in time and space. I'm going to tell you a wild story about buying a BMW this weekend in the non-sports stories. If that's not evidence of being in the right time and space, I don't know what is. Memphis isn't in the right time and in the right space to get into the Big 12.
Yeah, and I also think that this conversation, and again, this portion's not unique to Memphis. Like, this would be to any G5 trying to move up. The formula is not good at basketball, trying to be good in football. You need to flip that. And it's valuable because I agree with what you said. Basketball is 20%. And that's a very important 20%. Absolutely. Because if you're getting extra shares through the tournament, that's massive. That is, anytime you can get icing on the cake, you're going to take that all day long. But this idea that you can be, I don't mean to be harsh, but irrelevant in college football, because Memphis is kind of irrelevant. Like, there's not a lot there right now. But if there ever was to be something there, a reason to watch you, a reason to talk about you, that's what I think you have to create. And that's, if I'm Memphis and I'm Dr. Scott, that's what I'm looking at. I want to get our football team in a place where we can compete with Boise State or any other top-end G5 program. That's what I would be trying to do at Memphis until the next opportunity for expansion comes around. Yeah,
and I think you look at this conference right now, and I just listen. If I said to myself, who are the best G5s? Boise certainly has to be there. I would think UNLV's got to be in that discussion. Dan Mullen says that they're going to win a national championship this year. So, I mean, how can we not have them in the discussion? This is probably, with all due respect, hyperbolic. But you look at the teams that play football. Tulane's a better football team than Memphis. Tulane played for the AAC championship last year, right? Like Memphis has to win football games right now. That's the hardest part about selling yourself, because you have Penny in that basketball program that are absolutely dragging that league behind them. Like, they are pulling them like a horse and carriage right now.
Yeah.
because there's not much in the AAC in basketball outside of Memphis. But the problem is there's not much in football at the University of Memphis because they haven't won enough lately that we all know the answer to that. I know the answer to UNLV. I know the answer to Boise State, right? I know that they've back-to-back years they played for championships. But who's the best football team in the AAC? And if I said to you, hey, do you know the last 5 AAC champions? Well, you probably don't, right? You probably don't. And so I look at Army and I look at SMU, but what's interesting is Cincinnati won back-to-back championships, went to the Big 12. SMU paid their way into the ACC, right? Army's probably not joining the league, and Tulane is probably not joining the league, right? But they've had movement there. Memphis has not won a conference championship since 2019. And that's a huge problem. That is a huge problem. Do you want to have a repeat of Houston, who won the AAC in 2015? Houston has not been a winning program in this conference yet. And it just goes to show you the climb. You can be a G5 champion, and that's great. And not to belabor this point or beat this drum, being a G5 champion is meaningless when you jump up to the P4 because they don't care.
No.
They don't care. It is a really difficult hill to climb. All right, let's get into the comment section as always. Presented by our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy app came in the business, you guys. I would love it if the Cubs could get somebody out without Shota or, Boyd on the mound. That would be amazing.
What about Ben Brown?
Ben Brown's, I was going to say, Ben Brown's back in the big leagues. You take him on Prize Picks tonight, I will punch you in the face personally.
Let me see if I can find a less line on Ben Brown.
Bro, it is rough. It's going to be a bullpen game tonight for the Cubs. And my guess is that we're going to get, what is it? Knob slobbed or gob slobbed or
knee padded,
punched in the face. I mean, it's not going to be good. And I just don't, I don't know, man. I am quite concerned about the Cubs, and we need to make a trade at the deadline. My freaking frustration is the LA Dodgers got swept by the Milwaukee Brewers. Anybody care to comment on what in the hell is going on with the Milwaukee Brewers, who are now tied for first place in the Central, I believe? Because that's all we do. So the Cubs and the Royals. The Cubs and the Royals. Tonight, I'm just telling you, I am probably Ryan Brazier's probably the guy that you probably want to go first inning runs tonight. You probably want to go first inning runs on the Cubs tonight because bullpen games have not been pleasant for the Cubs. Noah Cameron going for the terrible, awful, suck it Kansas City Royals. Nobody cares. Prize Picks, the best app because whoa. I forgot to put the code up there. Use the promo code Monty to open a new Prize Picks account. You deposit $5, they'll give you 50 more in plays. You get $50 in free plays. It is the best daily fantasy promotion I've ever seen. Use the promo code Monty to open up a new Prize Picks account. We'll have our picks for you coming up here in about, about 45 minutes. First one in today, Dana Marie, a member for 5 months.
Okay, Dana. Nice you to show up today. Good job.
Well, if she was here, she would be playing the chime on time. Is clothing optional for video submissions? Well, Big Daddy.
All I have in this world is my balls.
Yeah.
My word.
And no clothes. Big Daddy Magic sends me videos all the time without clothes on.
Any update on BDM over the weekend?
He is. I think he's mad at me.
You'll remember that Buddy got ticketed for.
I believe it was public intoxication.
Allegedly helping the cops. I believe is what he said.
I believe he is. He did send me. Are we doing an early video today?
Oh.
Hey, player. Luscious Big Daddy Magic here. And my cousin Vinny. How you doing? Fuck the Italians. But anyways.
What am I supposed? I'm Italian.
But yet you're a worldwide player. So that make you TP.
Okay, buddy's unwell.
I'm just a silly dude. What am I going to do? But hey, player, I'm going to hit you with some knowledge to stimulate your left and right brain.
Get a pen
Victor
out.
Wembanyama is this generation's Hulk Hogan of the 80s. You remember the 80s, the Reagan years, Iran-Contra, the Color Wars, who shot JR MASH?
Yeah, John Cena.
Your favorite cartoon, Smurfs, little blue
And his
guys.
name is John Cena!
Playing with your Star Wars Kenner action figures.
No, I was playing with my lightsaber
Your
watching
mom,
the Smurfs.
Only 2 in the morning. So you got Luke Skywalker, you're playing in the shower, and you're realizing, hey,
Do you guys see what I deal with?
helmet. It could be my Darth Vader. But that's a different story.
What?
But hey, player, Victor Wembanyama is inspiring the next generation of greatness.
No, he's not.
He has Victor Mania running wild.
Okay, I'm done. That's where I get burned out.
Timothy.
Do you guys see what I deal with? So when you ask me if clothing is optional in videos, send nudes. No, actually, don't. Don't send nudes. Don't. Okay, moving on. But Monty gives 5 Monty Show membership. Let's go, But Monty. Good to see you. Appreciate it. David Persons, our newest member on the YouTube membership. Yes, friends, you too can be a member. Join the entry-level membership like David did, and you can get all of your comments highlighted in red on the show. So make sure that you join the membership. $10 a month gets you into our members only chat on Instagram, where I'm understanding that it is clothing optional.
Right.
You know. Jason Washington, this is actually a good show. Wow.
Oh.
I mean, stay home. That's
what?
incredible. What?
What?
It's a good show.
What happened to We're Stupid and We Don't Know Anything and Monty's Daughter and all of that good stuff?
Well, good to see you.
I'm glad it all comes around, dude.
Mike Smooth. James, the official trigger to set Monty off. Hit it. There you go. Oh, God. What did James say? Let's see. Who else? Capazzo, good to see you, my friend. I just want to talk about the BMW X4M with all those whiz-bang buttons on the wheel.
Yeah, it's a rocket ship of sorts.
That's what I'm saying. Stadium guy James. Ooh, notice he is no longer Oak State, TCU, Baylor, Kansas City scumbag cheats, and whoever else. Adding Memphis would be good because of basketball. They are really good in basketball. Did you know that, Jake?
No.
It would be awesome to see KU versus Memphis every year, Iowa State versus Memphis, or Arizona versus Memphis. The only problem is that doesn't pay the bill. The King of Thailand says, James, I hear Memphis has great stadium food too. I heard that's heard the same thing, man.
Loader phone, bro. You are leveling up.
Oh, Travis. James, does Memphis have an IPF or an upper deck? Good question. TJ Beck. Damn it, James. Monty is going to jump on you for that comment. He covered that. Yeah, direct from the rectory, Oak State James. But Monty says, let the Monty Show begin because Oak State James is here.
Quite the reputation.
Speaking of James, I didn't see an IPF when I went to see the Liberty Bowl last year, but I am going through Memphis next weekend on my trip to North Carolina. You're going? Okay. I will be doing a video for the Liberty Bowl construction. Okay.
James, I have a question, dude. I need clarity. So why is it that you comment on the show and then as the show is happening, you're tagging me in posts on Instagram? Like
why is he tagging you on posts on Instagram?
Because about some stadium. I have no idea.
Okay. I just want everybody to know I do not follow Instagram, and I did this morning go into my DMs on TikTok.
I'm gonna get
And
medieval on your ass.
the amount of raging from Pac-12 fans in my TikTok DMs is awesome. I appreciate you. Phil Benzer. Hello, Phil. Good to see you at Portillo's in Phoenix.
Yeah, nice job, dude.
Memphis, go to the Big East and have your football team go independent. Might have to do that. They've got it. I think, Phil, this is a really interesting comment because Memphis has to do everything it can do to raise its profile in basketball. Get better seating, play bigger games, make more money. That, to me, the basketball program is just being disrespected and sold short because of how bad, and I feel bad saying this, but AAC basketball is so bad.
Yeah, it is.
It is not deep. It is, and Memphis is, I mean, you're the hot chick. You're the 10 in a group of like threes. There's just no way for you to, like up your stature. Like you're at the top of the mountain in that league, right? I mean, you can get implants, buy your hair, you know. Okay, I should probably stop. Big Blue Horses. It's not about hoops. In this situation, hoops isn't relevant. Totally agree. It's about football, and the Big 12 has severely underperformed in that area. Big 12 had to say no. Yeah. I agree 100%. And this is what hurts about Cincinnati. Like, can you imagine if UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston had performed at the same level as BYU? Would we be having a different conversation? I think a very different conversation. But yet UCF is probably the worst team in the league right now. I love Scott Satterfield as a dude, but I don't see it building at Cincinnati.
No.
I mean, Willie in Houston, I think they're moving in the right direction. But what's offset by that is just how bad Oklahoma State is.
100%.
And you look at BYU, what's offsetting BYU? How bad Utah was last year, right? So if we move in the right direction, and now you think Utah comes back, I think Oak State's probably a 4-win team this year. You really have a lot of pressure on Texas Tech to win the league, in my opinion. Arizona State's got to come back to that spot. As we talked about, really need Avery Johnson to step up and become a superstar. Really need him to become the quarterback that everybody thinks he is. And
no, I'm saying he needs to become him. He needs to become that guy. He needs to show up. He needs to be. I'm tired of talking about Avery Johnson, honestly. Like, I'm ready for it to be.
You're ready for Himmy Johnson.
Yeah, I'm ready for Himmy Johnson. You know, hey, the lettuce is flowing. I have a big game every week. Like, let's go, dude. Come on.
Joey B, we need another Monty Garage Meltdown video. BMW's rule. Dude,
people love the Garage Meltdown video. I got to tell you, that video did really well.
Yeah. David Persons, if Memphis had just kept Justin Fuengies, hey, Fuengies, this might be a much different discussion. But you know, it's fine. I think it is. I think it's really interesting to see how this house settlement and the lack of closure on the house settlement, I think, has really put the pause button on a lot of people making decisions and making moves.
Yeah, because they don't want to damage themselves in an unknown way. Who the hell knows how this is going to look in 5 years?
But look at all the universities. This is Boise. This is why I give Boise so much credit, even though Boise fans say I hate Boise. I don't, but this is why I give Boise so much credit. Just keep moving forward. Stop with litigation. But what have they done? Building new facilities, investing. Do you guys understand that Boise has staffed up across both academics and athletics? They have invested in humans. I know, crazy these days. Right. So they're just moving their business forward. That's why this whole threat of suing over GCU just makes no sense with what Boise's done. But I look at Boise, just keep moving forward. Your job is to win games and earn money, right? That's it. Do your job, you'll be fine. Memphis's job right now is to find ways to win football games, schedule up, make more money, become more attractive.
Yes.
It is as simple as that. Mike Smith, James, the official trigger to set off Monty. Well, you know, Monty, no more AAC. It's now the American. Yes, that's right. With the eagle and the, My bad.
We did what we did.
I'm a bad person. Grad Slacker, Houston got left behind in 95 when the South. Oh man, you guys, and you're probably all far too young. I'm just the old crap bag in the room. But if you guys could see what college football looked like in the 80s and 90s when it was Jimmy Johnson at Miami. Do you guys remember like back in the day when it was Barry Switzer?
Hey,
Barry Switzer. You guys remember Barry Switzer and Brian Bosworth? Like the old legendary, the guys who built college football. Bo Schembechler, Lou Holtz, like that generation of coaches, Woody Hayes and punching players and like that. If you could have those leagues back and intact, would college football be better? Dude, if you're a Big 8 fan and you could have, do you guys understand how many teams are no longer in the Big 12 from the Big 8 days? Think about Nebraska, Texas A&M. Look at all the money Texas A&M is spending. I joked on Twitter today. That's a whole lot of cash for very little trophies.
Yes.
Right? But if you think about Texas A&M, you think about Missouri, you think about all the schools that are no longer in the Big 12, and I'm not even talking about Texas and Oklahoma. Think about that. Like the old days of college football when it was just rich guys trying to hold down young athletes and not pay them.
See that.
Hell, Mike Leach would still be locking bros in the Connex box, right? Like, okay, that was very recent. You probably all remember that. Anyway, the point is,
right?
It's hard out there for a pimp. I agree.
Dude,
I'm going to say this again.
It's fine. Tigers first team to 60.
Neat.
60. Well, I mean, the Memphis Tigers will give up 60 points a game. I don't know what you'd be referencing. I would love the Dodgers to stop losing. I'd love the Cubs are so. Did you see Bregman hit that home run at Wrigley? Oh my God. I cannot tell. I don't know if there is a on the scale. I hate you. On the scale of rectum tightening. Honest to goodness, on the scale of rectum tightening, when Bregman came up, I promise you, I was like, oh, this ball's leaving. He is going to lose this ball. This fucking thing's going to land in the lake. And sure enough, bye-bye.
Here I am.
Bregman, the third baseman who turned us down to go to Boston. You remember that guy, right?
Oh, he was buddy tonight.
Yeah, he was. And he went deep.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, my God. Make a trade. Go make a trade. I swear. Go make a trade.
No.
Yes. This is my prediction. And again, on the scale, who's tightening up as we speak.
Right.
The Yankees are going to take our third baseman in the starting pitcher we're after.
Hugh Janus.
Won't be after that because it'll be nice and tidy fine, just like the Ricketts family. Diamond cutters over there. Don't spend money. It's fine.
It is what it is.
One of the best offenses in the last 10 years of baseball. Nah, we don't need pick. Ben Brown's back. We don't. Okay, I should probably stop. King of Thailand. Theo's dead from the Cosby Show. You guys want to talk about bad ways to die?
Bro.
Did you hear how he died?
Yeah.
He drowned in Costa Rica with his family on vacation. And yeah, I was in Houston a few months ago. Their new football operations center looks great. Brand new weight room and meeting rooms. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Drowning on vacation. Terrible. Absolutely horrible. Horrible. Shout a. WNBA's a joke with studs all around. The hate on CC is so real.
I don't want to talk about the W today. Please.
Yeah, let's wait until Jake's t-shirt arrives.
Dude, bro. Why do you have to choose violence with these shirts? God.
Because I agree they're underpaid, but
everybody knows that already, and it's being worked on. It is being worked on.
Is it though?
Yes, it is. Your revenue is up. Your attendance is up. Like,
is it?
There's more money in the league, so now they're actually able to pay their players more.
No, the problem is nobody's watching games that don't include Caitlin Clark. That's a huge problem. In the All-Star game, they couldn't hit water from the boat in that game. I'm not even trying to be a jackwagon. They are not good. They are not good. And it's not good. Cardinals got swept. Yeah, aren't they like 9 out now? Trade us Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, we'll take him off your hands.
Give me Alcantara from Miami and Nolan Arenado from St. Louis. We can win the division. Dodgers have no bullpen and tons of injuries. Well,
they'll find a way.
I'm a big believer you can't buy your entire roster. You need the Nico Horners of the world. Yes, you can go out and get Tucker, but you need to develop a guy like PCA. You trade for a prospect, put him in your system, develop him. That's the ideal one. You don't even draft him. Make a trade that gets you a prospect. You develop him. He becomes your star. Is what it is, right? King of Thailand says he's got to go drop the kids off at the pool. Well, thanks for sharing.
Bro, what do you want us to say to that, bro?
I have no idea. I don't know. Brandon Unruh. Brandon, good to see you. Geographically, it makes perfect sense, but I don't think the Big 12 is adding anyone until they see what happens with the ACC. I don't even think it's that. Again, you guys, I'm just telling you, the ACC is not melting down in the next 2 years.
No. And
my point is, if it goes 5-11, the ACC is certainly not melting down. It's what I always say about the Mountain West and the Pac-12. What is the main thing when I talk to people around that situation? What's the main thing they're all worried about? What are we doing with the settlement? What is college football going to look like in 3 to 5 years?
I don't know either.
That's why you're not seeing people doing what they're doing.
Which is also why I think there's so much burnout on the Pac-12 Mountain West thing, because the most secure path forward would have been the merger. And now people are like, you guys are silly.
Yeah. Monty, impressed that you back your vehicles into your garage. Next level.
We should talk about that. Do you pull in or do you back into your garage?
I pull out. But my point is, why would you?
Right.
The cack.
Yeah, you make it too easy for me, 2 holes.
My question is, do you guys really pull headfirst into your garage? What?
This show is too immature.
You can't tell me you drive headfirst into your garage. That's not happening. My wife, who is terrible at backing up her cars, she hits our garage door all the time. Has almost knocked the garage down several times.
That's what they do.
She actually is excellent at it. She's never hit anything. And now,
do you guys know why they created a little thing called a backup camera?
Well, no. Do you understand that you can't back into your garage using your backup camera? Your mirrors are vitally important. But anyway, the point is, Jake clearly doesn't park in a garage. My point is, I would never pull headfirst into the garage, especially where I live. The alleys are pretty tight, and my garage faces an alley, so. Yeah, I always back in, Nacho Libre, I saw your short with BMW. The car is fired. Guys, go watch the shorts on the channel. We got the
like them, share them.
Yeah, we got the BMW hooked up. Indeed, I'll tell you all about it. It was a it was a supposed to happen thing.
Epic.
Yeah. Which cell block are the videos from? Okay.
I don't understand.
I don't know what that means.
I don't get that.
Big Pontiff. This is what happens when you feed the strays, Marty. This is probably true. Okay, a couple more because then we gotta move on. Chewy Gonzalez for $2. Hello, Monty. I'd like the new Ollie Gordon vehicle. Okay.
Bro. Timothy.
I am not Mike Gundy. I am not. I am not going all.
Well, I must have done that 1,000 times, Morty.
Yeah.
I mean, you just, you get in and you pop open your beer and you drive down the road. We all do that, don't we?
That Enriquez has a suggestion for the new slogan on the show. The Monty Show, pulling out since puberty.
Yeah.
I probably earned that one.
Bro.
You know,
Please.
it's fine. Listen, I don't pretend to be mature on this show. I really don't. And it is what it is. Is Hank no more? Hank is gone. And do you guys, okay, real quick, do you guys name your cars? I name my cars.
I haven't named yet.
I have not.
Yeah, it's only been like a day and a half.
Yeah, I mean, I might name it Doug Ross. Somebody tell me who Doug Ross is. I just am. I'm saying it's fine. No,
you're not serious with Doug Ross.
Yes, I am. Do you know where that's from?
Not.
You Google searched that, didn't you?
Not serious with
yes,
Doug Ross,
I am.
bro.
Yes, I am. Doug Ross is an amazing name for my new car. Amazing. He's got commitment issues. Am I, or maybe Peter Benton, because I'm probably going to need surgery. It's fine. Monty's new vehicle is sponsored by the University of Georgia. Exactly.
Right.
Joseph Harper, ER doctor. That's exactly right. Sociopaths name their cars. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody is outraged.
It is what it is. But Monty, the George Clooney character from ER, exactly right. Mr. Preston, I have names for all my cars. Mr. Preston played a huge role in me getting rid of Cliff this weekend.
How so?
For those of you who don't know, Mr. Preston is my personal mechanic. Well, it used to be, because he don't work on no X4AM. Do you guys understand how much a 30-mile maintenance on a BMW is?
30,000 miles.
30,000. It's $30,000 for a 30,000. Mr. Preston's my personal mechanic, and he fixed the arm, the power lifting arm.
That's right.
On my Jeep.
That's right.
On my exactly right. Harvey Specter. I thought about it, but it's too flamboyant for Harvey. I think it's going to be Doug Ross.
Harvey.
I think it's going to Doug Ross is. Tell me Doug Ross is not a great name for a car.
How are you? I can't believe you're not going Sopranos or something.
What Sopranos doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Doug Ross.
Why does that fit?
Because it's Dr. Money, and I love Doug Ross as a character.
Okay.
Right. You can't do John Carter. What are you going to do? Hey, have you guys seen my new car? Look, it's right over here. There she is, Nurse Hathaway, right there. That doesn't hey, what'd you name your new car? Fucking Carrie Weaver. Well, it doesn't limp around all the time. So you're not going to name it Carrie Weaver. It's a sex machine. Doug Ross. Doug Ross had sex. They made twins. Sex machine. Do I need to say more? I'd name it Peter Benton, but the baby wasn't his. So how do we even know he's potent?
The biggest load that we've seen.
The BMW is potent. We're naming it Doug Ross. That's all in all likelihood. Now, also, no. See,
erroneous.
I also lost my vanity plates in this deal.
Dude, I have to say that was the only downer.
That was the only downer here. Chewy says Dennis Rodman would be a good name also. The color's outlandish. D-Rod?
The Rod.
Wolfgang, absolute German names are welcome. OTC Mapes. How about the Super Soaker? No. Nope. Jeremiah Champion. Name the cars the car for the Monty Show. It could be. Gotta go Frederick for the German car. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm telling you, I have thought about names, right? I have thought about names. We were watching ER, and you want to know why Doug Ross got stuck in my mind? Because every time I turn on HBO Max to flip on ER, Mrs. Monty and I are in season 8, right? Mark Green's about to die. His daughter is acting like a fool. Peter Benton just left the show. But every time I go to click on HBO Max ER, it takes me to season 5, episode 7, when Doug Ross is leaving the show. I named my Kiss Soul the Soul Train. Kia Soul the Soul Train. Okay, I don't hate that.
Yeah, but you said you already were looking at vanity plates as well.
Yes. I'm pretty sure I know which one it is. So, yeah, Chewy, I'll name it Adolf. That
just seems wow.
Wait. ER used to be that show that everyone was upset. I love it, dude. ER is one of my favorite shows ever. So I cannot wait for Dr. Romano to get crushed by that helicopter. I am really looking forward to that. I think that's season like 9 or something like that.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Yeah. Hey, dude, there's a helicopter up there. Ramel could be, but it's fine. There's 3,000 people watching the show. We probably should talk about sports and not go off on car names.
Jesus.
But see, isn't naming your car that's one of those discussions. That's one of those amazing conversations. But it's fine. It's fine. All right. Oh, look, Jason Washington's back in the comment section. Sincerely asking, what is the last genuine news these guys broke? Real news. I'm not being a jerk with it. I'm sincerely asking. You're not sincerely asking.
What
You're
else,
that
what
guy.
What else is he enlightening us with today?
I'm going with the Lakers in the NBA. Okay. This is why I don't read non-member comments. Because you wind up with guys like Jason Washington, who is not Jason Washington. We all know who you are. So, I'm not, this is why, okay. Well, it was fun. You had your chance. Hit the like button or you don't have cake money. Exactly right.
Right.
Exactly right. Chewy Gonzalez have talked about Jake Retzlaff transferring. That's exactly where I was going. The news today that Jake Retzlaff I'll be interested to see exactly the mechanics of Jake Retzlaff's move to Tulane. Is it a transfer? And there's some people reporting, and honestly, the guys I know at BYU just don't want to talk about Jake Retzlaff. They're happy to tell me all about how deep their quarterback room is. Like I talked to several people at BYU, and they don't want to talk about Jake Retzlaff, not a word. But there are some people out there who believe that BYU refused to release Jake from his athletic commitment to BYU. So he withdrew from school and is now either going to walk on, or we'll see what the actual mechanism of that move is. And if it is in fact Tulane and that becomes official, it's a great spot if you're a quarterback and you're looking for a landing spot, because they don't have a proven guy. It's wide open. So the job is there. He's clearly, if he is in fact there, the best quarterback at Tulane. But I'm really curious, how productive can we expect him to be? He doesn't know the offense. What are we, a week and a half away from fall camp opening? I mean, that's going to be a very difficult challenge for him. I don't know that Tulane's a great fit.
Yeah, I would agree with everything you said there. When I saw this, my first reaction was, man, this is the best opportunity this guy could get. I mean, I know there's not opportunity falling off the tree, obviously, but I'm a little surprised that it wasn't with a power conference team. Like I was expecting, for whatever reason, maybe I'm foolish for expecting him to join another power team, but I just was looking at it and I was like, well, I mean, Tulane's not bad.
Not bad at all.
It works. It's not like I would give Tulane the label of solid, but it's not Tennessee. It's not, it's not like.
But they played for a conference championship last year.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's notable. They don't have a quarterback. Not one quarterback on their roster was there last year. So if you're looking for reps and you're looking to win a job, you understand why he was looking at Tulane, right? It's a lot to ask. And we talked about this with Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to ask to walk on at Tennessee and win the starting quarterback job. Is it that much to ask to step down to a G5 and win the job when they don't have an established quarterback? I would hope that Jake could walk on in Tulane and win the job. He is, I think we all recognize his talent and ability.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I think from a going to the NFL perspective, it's fine. He should be able to win that job. I totally agree. I guess I was just thinking, I'm just a little surprised that this is where he landed. It's not that Tulane sucks or is a bad option. It
Not
works.
at all.
It does work.
Not at all.
Tulane provides him the opportunity he needs. I'm good with Tulane. But my point more is if you were paying attention to the Retzlaff situation, you would have been, and you had opportunity at in any of the power conferences, you would have been looking at him as an option. But seemingly that didn't track. So I was just a little surprised that it fell to Tulane, because I thought that there would at least be like maybe 2 to 4 schools that would have been interested, but clearly not.
Oh, look, Oak State James says he was told by my insider at Oak State. You mean your friend who's a sideline reporter? Like, what are you doing? The Cowboys didn't want Retzlaff because they feel good about the 2 guys they have. Jake Retzlaff and Oklahoma State never were in contact, and they never spoke. I mean, it's as simple as that.
And we're going to talk about your boy today, too.
I mean, it is this fantasy that Oak State people had about Jake Retzlaff joining their football team. He was never in consideration. They were never in consideration. And I'm not prepared to tell you who I've thought he was talking to. Let Jake do that. But I can tell you it was not Oak State. It was not Oak State. So I think when you look at his fit at Tulane, it's a really strong fit for him. And I think if you're Jake Retzlaff, this is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you're BYU, and I think this weighs very heavily into the Oak State fantasies, I don't believe they were ever going to let him just walk off and transfer in the conference. I think they were going to pull every string they could to make sure he did not end up at a Big 12 school, because it just doesn't make sense, right? So I think him withdrawing, and I think going to Tulane, I don't know how BYU stands in the way of that. I think it makes all the sense in the world for him to go G5. And I think he's wildly intelligent, so he can learn their playbook, but it's a whole new language, a whole new system with a new voice in his ear.
And obviously the question, of course, as it does every time, comes about of like, hey, well, how long has Jake known? How long has he actually been studying the playbook? Obviously he's going to know well before the world knows. So, it does kind of, if you said to me, hey, like he knew 2 weeks ago, a week ago, like that wouldn't surprise me. I think that, look, he just needs to go there and just be the same guy you were at BYU, right? Like even if the completion percentage doesn't go up, which I actually would expect it to go up because he is stepping down in talent. So I would expect him to be 63, 64%. I would not put that past him playing at the G5 level. If he can do that, and he can have a good year. And as I said in our members only group, stay the hell out of the news. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. I think you look at, I'd have to think Donovan Leary was probably going to be their guy. I mean, Brendan Sullivan, obviously. They don't have a guy.
Yeah,
we can sit here and we can play the game.
By the way, let's not forget Jake Retzlaff's roots here, football-wise, right? I mean, he found himself in high school not getting reps, and it took injuries for him to get on the field.
Yeah.
So he's been battling and grinding, most of his major footballing career, right? I mean, I'm not going to take it all the way back to Pee Wee and stuff. High school, if you're grinding in high school and you're struggling to get on the field because coaches don't think you have the talent, and then you get on the field and you actually do have the talent, this is not foreign to him. He's not going to, in my opinion, based off the times we've talked to him, watching him play, knowing his story, he's not going to be intimidated by a new program or a new playbook or any of that nonsense. He'll learn this playbook. He will absorb it. He damn well knows that this is the toughest part of the process. Everything that dude wants is on the other side of manhandling the playbook. So if I know Jake Retzlaff at all, I think this guy will be in his playbook 24/7. The guy will learn it.
I think also, but that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Because I think, again, academically, Tulane and BYU are very similar. I think, I don't know. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Because based on what it sounds like happened, I think it is going to be really difficult for for him to ever get back to the highest, best level that he had the potential to get to. And if you're BYU, I really like the way they handled it. They haven't said 2 words publicly about Jake Retzlaff. They haven't talked about, they've never confirmed an honor code suspension. They have never confirmed or denied that they refused to release him. Nobody said anything. Jake released that statement last week where he had much appreciation for BYU.
Which I do think matters when you're talking about getting to your next opportunity, right? I mean, how many times do we see instances, we're going to talk about later in the show, drama in sports organizations. Like, he handled this well. He did what he needed to do from that side of it.
Yeah. I mean, where do you guys come down on it? What do you guys, I think it's a good move for him. I really do. Okay. Nacho Libre says, I keep seeing comments disappear. Who got filtered? Oh, did somebody get filtered? There's a shocker. Jason Washington got filtered. Well, that's not surprising.
It is so predictable, bro.
It really is.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. Brandon Unruh. Brandon, how have you been, man? I'm glad to see you back in the comment section. It's been a minute. Let's be honest. Retzlaff was never an NFL talent. 100% I disagree.
Yeah, totally disagree.
Totally disagree. I say it's great for him wherever he has a shot to play. I think at BYU, what he showed last year, there's no question he was an NFL prospect. No doubt about it. He needed to have a good year this year. Needed to stay healthy. Need to get his completion percentage up.
Dude, Jake Retzlaff as an NFL quarterback's got Jay Cutler style of play written all over him.
Because he's got a huge arm.
Yeah.
He has the ability to drive the football into tight windows. He is able to
2-minute drill.
Yes, he's
loves
mobile.
The big moment.
Dual threat, plays well out of the
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. But Monty says, don't use emojis and you'll be fine. The key to the guys who get filtered.
This is such a simple concept, dude.
When you start, I guarantee it's emojis. Absolutely. You use multiple emojis or only emojis, you're going to get filtered.
Mm-hmm.
If you're insulting, cursing, bemoaning, I don't think people understand that YouTube uses AI now.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys understood the volume of email that YouTube sends us as creators about we're doing this is that. We get a monthly email, check your security settings. Like, as somebody who uses YouTube professionally, those are all things you have to be doing. The AI filtering, especially in politics, if you are, I don't know what they are because they don't tell you what their filter is. We have it turned up on high for vulgarity and insults. It seems to do the job. Eric Wasikowski, Retzlaff is Levis 2.0. I think he's better than Will Levis. Will Levis.
You mean the guy that's out for the year with shoulder surgery again?
Conveniently, right? Eric, I don't know how long you've been listening to the show now, but when Levis was coming out every year in the draft, we have this conversation. Your guy, JJ McCarthy, or NFL quarterback, not NFL quarterback. And I think you should be able to, I should be able to say a quarterback's name to you. And Tom Brady, you will think best quarterback of all time. Right? I say Michael Jordan, best basketball player of all time. In that similar light, if I say to you, this college quarterback, NFL quarterback, yes or no, right out of the gate. And 9 times out of 10, if you've analyzed and watched quarterbacks, you look at Will Levis, I don't believe that he was ever that guy. It is very rare. I think Mitch Trubisky and Will Levis are very similar profiles because you don't play Daniel Jones. You don't play at Duke and then go into a really crappy system and succeed. If Daniel Jones had been drafted by the Chiefs and tutored by Andy Reid, he'd be a successful NFL quarterback. He's got all the tools, got the size. Giants, Duke, not a success. But pick any quarterback factory. Why do BYU quarterbacks consistently get drafted? Well, because they're in pro styles, and BYU has put a ton of dudes in the NFL draft. Does that mean they succeed? No. Why does USC get a bunch of quarterbacks drafted? Pro style, put a bunch of dudes in the NFL. Does that mean they succeed? No. Was Mark Sanchez good? No. Was Carson Palmer the greatest quarterback that Arizona Cardinal fans think was ever invented? Yes. Was Matt Leinart? No. Like, you can look at guys. Matt Leinart wanted to have sex in a hot tub with college chicks instead of going to the NFL. That tells me you're probably not an NFL quarterback. Plain and simple. I can look at Jake Retzlaff and I can tell you he fits into multiple offenses. He did it in high school and to your point, as an underdog in high school, as an underdog in junior college, and as an underdog at BYU, where not one BYU fan wanted him to be the starting quarterback over Gary, don't call me Jerry Bohannon. But yet what happens? They almost won the whole damn thing. They almost went undefeated last year because the kid can play. But I don't think he's Will Levis 2.0 in any stretch of the imagination. I just don't see that. Jason got filtered because he didn't know how to use grammar. That very well could be. When you guys, I will never understand the guy, and this particular guy who parades as Jason Washington or whatever his name is going to be today, is so obsessed with our show. It's really sad. Like, you in particular.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in and he just insults Jake and calls him my daughter. And it's like, what is wrong with you, man?
Just keep pushing the show forward, man.
That's what I'm saying. We appreciate all the comments.
Doing great, dude.
Frankly, it's why we don't block people. It's why we encourage haters. Keep commenting, man. You help the show grow. Jake would be a day 3 prospect or undrafted free agent. That could absolutely be.
I don't disagree with that. I don't know. I think he'd be able to sneak into the draft. I do. I would agree. He's a day 3 guy, no doubt. He's a low-end draft pick. Totally agree.
Yeah.
But I do think that his ability to digest a playbook and his ability to lead, I think, really jumps out at you. When you look at quarterbacks as an NFL team, one of the big things I feel like that we talk about constantly is, hey, what are his leadership skills? Like, if this guy was playing quarterback for us, do the guys believe in him? Do the guys in the huddle believe in the play he's calling and, the way he delivers it? And just like, and Jake has that. And I do think that with development, he could be a low 60 percentile thrower. He's never going to be 70, 72%, like ridiculous.
No gunslinger is.
No, that's so that's what I'm saying. It's not that like he's the best quarterback you've ever seen, but I do think that he's got a place in the NFL. Yes, it's probably as a backup. Yes, it's probably as a guy.
Pretty good money, though.
Who, yeah, really good money, for sure. But he's probably a backup. And, if you said, think of, I can't pull a name off the top of my head, but just think of like, hey, bigger arm backup quarterback, that he's got that written all over him. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, dude. But he's just got to go out and do this job for another season, and then he'll be fine.
Yeah, and I think Joe Craddock is a really good quarterback coach. He's the quarterback coach at Tulane, the offensive coordinator and QB coach. And I think you need that development. I am no fan of A-Rod at BYU. And I'm not saying that A-Rod's a bad coach or doesn't develop quarterbacks, but what I'm telling you is I look at what Craddock did at Troy, and I look at some of the numbers that they put up, and you look at the fact that UAB won in his first season, won the championship in his first season. Like, you look at what he did at SMU. Like, this is not a guy that's a rookie. He puts up offensive numbers, and you give him a guy like Jake Retzlaff, and you give Jake Retzlaff that system. I understand it, dude. I totally get it. Being a walk-on quarterback is really tough. Yeah. Buffalo Hunter. I saw that too. Tulane is a lot of people are using the terminology Tulane for Jake Retzlaff. Okay. I think it's a really good fit.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with you. I think it is. I think it's right where he should be. I don't think BYU was going to release him in a P4 program. I really don't. I think he withdrew. He's a walk-on. It's like, I can't remember what the term is, but he's a football. He is at BYU to play football, which is a designated athlete. He's a designated athlete, so they don't have to let him go. So I think that's That's a tough situation. This girl, this is, again, I'm just going to, because it's really stuck in my craw. Really, if in fact that this girl dropped her lawsuit because the evidence against it was so overwhelming, that is really frustrating to me that another guy fell victim to that, because that's what it looks like. And that's my opinion on what it looks like. Obviously it's sealed. We don't know the facts of why and how, but Jake Retzlaff lost pretty much everything. You know how much money he cost himself in the NFL draft through this? So now you're withdrawing from BYU, and don't forget he's paying his own way at Tulane. So is he going into debt? Maybe, maybe not. He's probably got the Manischewitz money, the NIL money. I would think he socked some of that away. Maybe that's how he's paying for it. Maybe they're going to give him some NIL to help him with that, but he's paying his own way at Tulane. That is a tough way to make a living. I mean, I have a lot of respect for dudes who walk on football teams, because it's an ass beating every single day. And then you got to go to class. And then you got to try and study. And then you got to remember to eat. And then you have to lift weights. I'm telling you, it's not easy. I think Tulane is a good choice. I think he will do well there, and hopefully he will get picked up in the second or third round so he can be a backup for a few years. I don't think he cares if he gets drafted in the 800th round. Who cares? Just get drafted, right? I mean, if he goes there, remember, he's got, I think, 2 years of eligibility left. So if he goes there and he had better, I would hope, exceed his numbers from BYU, because that's not a good football league. The AAC is not, it's not a bad league, but it's not Big 12 football wise, as we talked about earlier in the show. So I would like to think that he can exceed his numbers from BYU. If he gets to 62, 65%, like you talked about, now we're having a different conversation.
Totally agree.
So we'll see.
To do that, you got to know the playbook.
Jason literally comes back just to get filtered, I guess. I don't, at this level, man, you always have haters. You always have haters.
I think that you guys don't know because you can't see the numbers. It's hundreds of thousands of people looking at the channel a month. Like, there's going to be haters.
Near 1 million.
Yeah.
You don't like us? I hope you comment. Does it depend on who we insult? Because we should get extra for insulting certain jagoffs. I hope at some point in the sports talk realm, or really in
any realm,
we can just have conversations where we share opinions and disagree without, which is, I think, what you're saying, Mapes. But I'll never understand why you find it necessary. What is wrong in your life that you create fake YouTube accounts to try and insult people? Do you know how much effort that is? I'm not like, this particular person has got to be 4 or 5 YouTube accounts deep to say the exact same thing that got him filtered originally. Because you only get filtered so many times and then you can't be here anymore. Like, YouTube's not just going to keep, allowing you to do stupid things.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It doesn't bother me at all. I am completely used to it. What does Monty think of the letter the Big Ten commish sent to the NCAA? I don't know. I'll tell you in 10 minutes.
Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry.
I'll tell you in 10 minutes. Big Daddy Magic. Hey, player Victor worked out with the... Can you comment anything other than Victor Wembanyama for just one day? Can you not talk about Victor Wembanyama for one whole day?
It's not possible.
I don't think it's possible. Now that you're a BYU fan, somehow. Ed Enriquez, maybe James' dad should have... No, probably not. And donuts. There's still value for number 2 and number 3 quarterbacks. Oh, dude.
Hell yeah, there is.
Huge. And he's got 2 years of eligibility. If for some reason or somehow he doesn't win the job at Tulane, he's got another year of eligibility to do it. Like, it just, I'll be interested to see how he does. Randy Riding says Doogie Howser. Yeah. Have you seen my new car, Doogie Howser? It's out in the garage. That has a certain ring to it. What was I thinking? Right. John Dry, if you don't know ball, just say that instead. Utah doesn't have a quarterback. He's a running back. Devin Dampier. Yeah, he's not a quarterback. Yeah. Tell me you've never seen him play without telling me you've never seen him play. That's a wild
That might be
take.
one of the most uninformed things you've ever said.
I would agree with that. That's not good. Jake better not get mixed up with the Creole girl. She might put a root on him. Hey, man, no hexing, right? TJ Beck, best backup QB ever. Go. Oh, man.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton's been everybody's backup quarterback. Best backup quarterback. Tom Brady?
Yeah. I'm technically, yeah.
Drew Brees? Drew Bledsoe? Could be Drew Bledsoe. I mean, who backed up Tom Brady after Tom Brady backed up Drew Bledsoe? You guys remember that? Drew Bledsoe was a starter there. Tom Brady was a nobody. Drew Bledsoe got his entire midline destroyed. I think against the Jets. Tom Brady never looked back.
Matt Castle.
Oh my God, Matt Castle. Good Lord. What about the other guy who went to the 49ers? Oh my God. And always is hurt. The Italian guy.
Oh, Jimmy G.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hey, Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo. How about that
best
guy?
Backup that never plays and gets bread.
You know, that's crazy. But money. I heard he's getting $1 million in NIL for room and board at Tulane. I don't know if that's the case at all. I'm not in the guessing game. I think these guys work so hard just to get on a college roster. There was a chart the other day, and I meant to put it on the show, and now I'll never find it again. But how much weight a football player from the time he starts playing football as a kid until he is done with football in the NFL, it's wild how many pounds they lift. Millions of pounds lifted to play football. It is millions of pounds. Let that do you know what the work that goes into offensive and defensive linemen? Do you know how many calories they have to eat on a daily basis? Some of those guys are eating like 6,000-7,000 calories a day to keep their weight up. I can't even imagine that lifestyle. And you may think, but it's wild. Yeah, you guys, I'm back on the gym calorie counting grind tomorrow.
Damn.
We'll talk about it. We got a lot of lifestyle to talk about.
Yeah, we do. Today's a 5:15 lifestyle day.
Yeah, the Buffalo Hunter. I'll root for Jake now that he's not at the TDS. Oh, how nice of you for being a member for 21 months. Appreciate that. Yeah. I'm curious to see how he does. Do you come back from that?
I think he does, yeah.
I mean, you're ruined. Your reputation's ruined forever because Wikipedia ain't never right, and nobody ever goes back and corrects Wikipedia pages, right? This will be attached to Jake Retzlaff for the rest of his life, and my guess is, because anybody that would have brought him on campus had to vet the situation. I am wondering if he provided information to them.
I would assume he did.
To say, hey, she dropped this case. I didn't pay her a penny. Or, hey, because, again, I think the damning part was the evidence that he filed about their messaging back and forth. And I wonder how he has lost a lot of money. Was her name about to be dropped? I don't think it was. I don't think it was. Hate watching. Yeah. Hey, let all the haters watch, man. I'm good with it. Mapes says this is last year, so I hope he balls out. No, he's got 2 years of eligibility left, by the way. And gets drafted, but I'm thinking it's 7th where he had been able to play at BYU. He could have pushed to 4th or 5th. If Jake Retzlaff had stayed at BYU and he improved his passing percentage, let's say into the 60s. Let's say he throws for 4,000 yards and just keeps. He's probably a 2nd or 3rd round pick. And if he just got crazy, there is no reason he could not have been a first-round pick. If they had gone to the playoff, if they had, who knows? Was Zach Wilson anybody's first-round pick? Was he ever like, no, nobody was. When he got to BYU, nobody was projecting that. Nobody thought that, right? Now, are most quarterbacks in college football mid-round picks? The facts are they are. We only talk about Shedeur plummeting or Cam Ward, or most quarterbacks are mid-round picks. Most guys are not first-round draft picks. There's no dishonor in being a, what'd you say, 4th or 5th round pick. There's no dishonor.
Got drafted, bro.
Yeah.
Like
there's none of that. Let's see. The King of Thailand says Thailand will fix a guy's attitude. You ought to know. Loner Phone spent like a week or 10 days in Thailand and has come back and actually been a productive member of society. John Hamm, I was under the impression the House settlement made it so no more walk-ons except for those who were walk-ons before the House settlement was finalized. Well, what I am guessing is he is a graduate, which matters. And I am guessing that is not the case, that you're not allowed to walk on, which I'm pretty sure you are allowed to walk on, because you only have so many scholarships and so much revenue to share. And the numbers, did you guys see the revenue sharing numbers that came out? Folks are spending money on talent. So
a lot.
Yeah. Haha, right? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get why people spend time on haters. Jake will be fine at Tulane. They are always a respectable program with some dudes that are legit. He will vault them up the rankings. People will watch. Their offense is going to be explosive. I think you know that.
Hopefully he gets to play USC, you know?
Yeah, well, that would be amazing. Elbow deep in dumbassery and disdain. There you go. If you have a problem with Monty, you've got a problem with Big Daddy Magic. It's that simple.
Wait, no. Well, you got to give him his flowers here, dude.
What? He didn't. Well,
no,
Victor.
He who shall not be named talk.
That's right.
Timothy.
Big Daddy James is your new vehicle name. No, I don't think so, Damian. Don't be putting that on me. I don't, that's not the energy I need on that vehicle.
That vehicle.
Big Blue Horses, great major tournament in Ireland over the weekend. Highly entertaining. It's an issue for golf that Scotty is boring.
Bro, I didn't really watch any of it. Like, once he had that round where he took the lead, I was like, yeah, Scotty's going to run away with this one. And that's exactly what happened.
It was on very early. And I was playing golf Sunday morning. So I was not able to watch.
But even the early rounds, I was like, yeah.
I watched Friday and Saturday. Mrs. Monty and I watched a good part of it on Saturday.
Yeah.
My wife was in school over the weekend. She had a class that she was taking. Saturday, we watched part on Saturday. I watched Friday, but best backup quarterback, Steve Young, 49ers behind Joe Montana. Could be, sure. I was thinking Tom Brady, so was I. I think Tom Brady's the answer, because Tom Brady was a significantly better professional than Steve Young was. He accomplished significantly more. Big John, the Oak Miss freshman football player dying over the weekend is incredibly sad. There's too many of them. He means Old Miss. There's too many. Damian, please don't mix me up with BDM. There you go. Jeff Hostetler. Oh my God. Do you guys remember Jeff Hostetler? Kerry Collins could be Johnny Gonzalez.
So, dude.
Johnny Gonzalez, where have you been? What's going on? Best backup ever is Joe Milton. Okay. Backing into your garage is weird. No, it's not.
See, I'm telling you, this is a deep-ass debate.
I think it is.
Because we've had people say to us back in the day at the crappy old radio station, people called us weird for backing into our parking spots. Like, hey, oh, you guys back in. What are you in the rush to leave for? Like, I don't know. I just like
get away from you.
I just like to back my car into the spot. Is that a problem?
I'm a back into the spot guy. Not all the time. Like, we played golf yesterday and we drove the new BMW rocket ship. And so I said, we should not park in this spot. And we came back, and what do you know? So that's a lesson learned. You don't drive the kind of car I drive now and just park it anywhere. I'm telling you. Jimmy G is not Tony Romo, but he'll do. There you go. Steve DeBerg. Steve DeBerg. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Absolutely. That is fantastic. The Natural. It's crazy. They all lose weight after the NFL. It seems like
it is wild.
Go look at Harris LaChance, the former BYU lineman. Go look at Harris LaChance. You want to see an offensive lineman who ain't an offensive lineman anymore?
The crazy part with offensive linemen and defensive linemen too, but linemen is when they lose the weight, you never would have known. Like if you didn't know that Harris LaChance played football, if you just look at dude, you're like, yeah, dude's in shape. Lifts weights, like looks good. Like you'd never know. It's wild.
Patrick Roybal. What's up, Patrick? Jeff Hostler. Frank Reich. Yes, Frank Reich is a great. You guys remember the game where he comes in? Oh, man. I can't remember what the name of the store I was working at Woodfield Mall when that game happened. I think that was the game I'm thinking of. We sold more starter jackets that day. Man, I wish I could get a starter jacket today. If I could go back and get my old Chicago Bulls starter jacket, dude. Mapes, Joe Staley from the Niners before and after picks are wild. Joe Staley, another one. I should go on the Joe Staley diet. The problem,
what's the Joe Staley diet?
You were fat and now you're not.
I thought you knew what he did.
No, he looks like he's on the pen. He has lost so much, he's not. But these offensive linemen, they go from eating I'm not even joking, you guys. 7,000 calories a day. You eat 7,000 calories a day for your whole college and professional careers, 8 to 10 years. And then you go down to 2,000 calories. You're going to lose weight. My physical is 2 weeks from Wednesday. My annual physical is 2 weeks from Wednesday. No, actually, it's a week from Wednesday. Today's the 21st. It's a week from Wednesday. Oh, man.
Bro.
Thumb in the butt day is a week from Wednesday. Already. How awkward was it?
It'll feel a little better afterwards because you'll be in the BMW rocket ship, It's better.
Yeah, got to turn on the vented seats.
If you felt these balls.
My doctor was at the driving range the other night when I had one of the worst lessons I've ever had. Just couldn't hit a golf ball. My doctor was there. He can't hit a golf ball either. But we did the whole awkward, oh, I remember you because I only see my doctor once a year, thankfully. Right. And I was like, hey there. He goes, hi. You know, the weird thing is he's like, all right, see you, Tim. He remembers my name. Bro, I don't.
Timothy.
Yeah, Timothy. That's the Grim Reaper. I don't want my doctor remembering my name. Just remember, maybe my chart number. Oh, you're 47. Okay, I'm better than I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it under 1,500 calories, dude.
You're crazy, bro.
If I do between 2,300 calories, I'll lose multiple pounds a week. And my wife, don't get married. I mean, it just leads to misery. My wife is on this whole cardio thing for the last 5 years. It's something new for her. And so she's getting up and running and she's so you know what that means. I have not gotten up and done cardio, but I got to get back to lifting. I've lost some inches. Now I need to lose more. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to be eating 2,300 calories again.
Can you measure it?
Getting up at 4:30 to go and do 45 minutes of strength training.
Do
probably
you even lift?
3 to 5 days a week. Golf at night, golf on the weekends. I'm not excited. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not excited about it.
I don't blame you.
I love to sleep. I slept 8 hours last night for the first time in a month, and it was glorious. But I hate the idea of getting 6 hours of sleep, getting up, pounding pre-workout, and then going to try and bench 225. Like, I'm not, but I'm going to do it because I need to do it.
Just promise me you'll ease your way in.
No.
Don't go.
What?
Don't go balls to the wall, and then
No.
you can't walk on Thursday because
No.
Dom's got you.
No, the first 10 days, the first week and a half will be, why am I bothering to lift weight? It will be shoulder pressing 20 pounds.
Yeah.
It'll be bench pressing a 25-pound plate on a bar. It's going to be super light just to get your joints, loose and back into it. And I will probably not squat for 6 weeks. Like, I'm not going to, and I'm a guy who doesn't believe in, like back squatting, like putting weight on your shoulders and squatting. There's no benefit in that for me. I will be doing like either a front squat or leg press or body weight. Like, I'm in this to build my muscle back. I miss being strong.
Mm-hmm.
If we're truth telling, I miss being strong. I legit used to be able to do 12 reps, 225. I used to be able to dumbbell press 100-pound dumbbells, like, no problem. Now I don't even know that I could do one rep with 90 on the bar, with a 45 on each end. I'm not sure how many reps I could do. I'm sure I could probably do 5, 6, but I'm not excited about it. Is that the right way to put it? I'm probably not, I had the best pullover Chicago Bulls starter jacket. Dude, it was amazing. It was amazing. Jim Plunkett was a good backup. Kurt Warner was a good backup. It is what it is. Get a job at FedEx if you want cardio, dude. You guys are crazy.
Yeah, the package delivery bros are a different breed.
I mean, it is. You guys are crazy. That I have so much respect, and you're in Florida. You're even crazier. Like the humidity. Oh my God! Like, and then you guys got like rain and hurricane season, and come on. That is wild to me. Hope your rectory stays fully functional. Hey, man. It's why I eat so much fiber every day. Yeah, don't get me started. Capazzo. It's too damn hot to go running down here in the Jeezy. Forget it.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Bro, you guys have it so much warmer than we have it up here. And right now, it is so hot, so dry, and very windy in Utah. It is gnarly. Absolutely gnarly. Big Daddy Magic. I remember your name, Playa. Oh, thanks. You haven't sent me a video in how long?
Timothy.
What are we doing? I lost some weight, but it was mostly girth. My life sucks.
Wow.
Okay.
Bro.
Okay. As long as you didn't lose that length. You know what I'm saying? 225 on the bench. That's a warm-up when I was 35. But that's the crazy thing. I'm 50 now.
Mm-hmm.
My whole goal in life is to hit a golf ball further. And I might as well not pull the driver out of the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's no question that losing weight, getting in better shape, you'll swing it better. You will.
Yeah, I don't have any doubt. I have no doubt, but I am not excited about it. A couple more on this. Monty does granny foul shots with kettlebells. Kettlebells are great. They're great. Catch up at work after vacation sucks so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Lopes fan Gabe. I did a 3-month stint at UPS sort facility in Tempe during college. The pain was real. I don't think people understand how difficult that job is. I really don't think people know. Driving the FedEx truck is tough. How about you be a package handler? How about you be somebody that sorts and stacks trucks? Loads the truck so the driver can unload the do you know how tough that is for like UPS, FedEx, Amazon? I follow a bunch of Amazon and FedEx drivers on TikTok. It's fascinating to watch their grind. I don't know how they do it. I have no idea how they do it. I really don't. Yeah, Earl Morrill. Yeah, good backup. 100%. All right, let's rip Mike Gundy at Oak State for a while. Do I want to like Mike Gundy? No. I think he's a detestable human. I mean, he lost me with the Ollie Gordon thing. He had lost me a little while, a couple of years ago, when he talked about how he doesn't need Oklahoma and we don't want them. And then they beat Oklahoma that year and he cried. Okay, you were pretty much dead to me. But then you do this nonsense.
He cried.
Like he cried after beating Oklahoma. Like you're a
This
fraud.
was for the
Right?
fans.
This was for the fans.
My
What
ass.
that you said didn't want. They didn't want.
My fucking ass.
They didn't want Bedlam. Right? Like, we don't need Bedlam. We don't need that game. You want to leave? Leave. Okay, how you feel about that now?
Oh.
Because your career's about over, right? That is you don't remember the movie, backtrack. The career dissipation light blinking in your eye.
Bro,
right?
The career dissipation light.
There's a great line in Backdraft where homie's like, you see that light in the corner of your eye? That's the career dissipation light blinking.
You know.
You remember the movie Backdraft? But I feel like that's what Mike Gundy did when he tried to tell people, oh, we don't need Oak State. Or we don't need Oklahoma. We don't need Bedlam. Then what is this all about?
You want to play OU? Are we going to get that back on the books?
If we play them now, obviously it'd be in a bowl game. That'd be a good thing. Or postseason, either way, whatever it would be. So it was funny you bring that up. I was thinking about that on the plane coming down because I'm in my 21st one of these. And so I started thinking about the coaches. I'm trying to go back and remember the coaches that were here when I started. And Bob Stoops is a good friend of mine, and I was thinking about him. And then so I transitioned into, it's still a little unusual that we don't play them.
But you said you didn't want the game. You didn't need the game. Oh, my bad. You're a fucking fraud. That's right. My bad. My bad. You're a poser. You're a has-been who was and never was.
Don't you know who I am?
And now it's like, so much respect for Boomer. Oh, man. Mike, retire. It's over. You're done. You're a has-been who is a never was. You're not relevant in college football anymore. You're coming off of an embarrassing season. And now you're pandering to Oklahoma. What is this? Help me explain how anything you just said in that interview helped your football program. How did anything you say help your recruiting in the state of Oklahoma? How did anything you just say help your NIL or your booster dollars? Because nobody at Oak State wants to hear that out of you. It's weird not playing Oklahoma. Motherfucker, you held the door for them.
Yes, you did.
And you were proud to do it. And now all of a sudden, it's weird not playing Oklahoma. Maybe, and who remembers the classic, maybe we could play them in the spring and split the...
We could do a home and home and take the NIL for each other, and it'll be great.
You're a fraud, man. That's what Mike Gundy is. Do you guys understand? Mike Gundy's a fraud. He's telling you he's one thing, and he's just not. He's not that guy. He's not compelling. He's not somebody out beating the drum for Oak State and you've got to come to Stillwater. It's a special place. No, it's not. Stillwater's not special or unique. Not with you as the head coach. It's not Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas anymore. You're not that guy anymore. You're not 40 anymore, Mike. You're just a guy who's pathetic, can't win football games, can't recruit, and you've got a bunch of your yahoos thinking Hoss Hengy is going to be the next Heisman Trophy quarterback.
3/4 of this is inaccurate.
Do you understand? Like, you're a snake oil salesman. And now we're supposed to believe you miss playing Oklahoma. We need Bedlam. Oh, man. I've got to have Bedlam. No, we don't. And you know what? Furthermore, we don't have to have Mike Gundy.
I'm a man.
Because Mike Gundy's a has-been who's a never was. He's always been a fraud. He'll get you this close. And he's just going to stand up and walk out of the room.
And then he's going to say it was someone else's fault.
And you're getting outspent by Joey at Texas Tech. who frankly is in a better position to win games than you are. No. I didn't misspeak. Texas Tech is in a far better position than Oklahoma State is to win games.
Hold on.
Let that sink in.
Hold on. Am I hearing this right?
Baylor's about to have another better season than you. TCU's about to have another better season than you. Utah's about to have another better season. Remember all the shit you guys talked about, how Utah was going to go to Stillwater and we were going to handle business, and it was going to be, we're going to go to Provo and we're going to run that town. Screw the Mormons.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
Well, those magic underpants and all that caffeine-free beverage ain't going to help you when Bedlam's. How did that work out for you? You forgot to cover the wide receiver. Remember that, where you were laying on the ground? Your DB laying on the ground. Remember that? And you lost the game?
Monty, he just tripped.
I know. Jake Retzlaff sucks, and he plays at Tulane, but he was good enough to beat your ass. Oh, that's right, because you didn't have defense.
I want the best people.
And now, here you are, again, selling your snake oil about, it's weird not playing Oklahoma. Oh, Bedlam. Oh, we could split money. Oh, let's play in the spring. Let's not.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
How about instead of playing Bedlam, we fire your ass like they wanted to when they gave you a pay cut?
And they should have.
Because they said you couldn't afford NIL.
Gosh.
And how about we allow Oak State fans to move on from your never has been ass? Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty good to me. Texas Tech, TCU, Baylor, BYU, Utah, Kansas State, Kansas. Should I just keep going?
Arizona State?
Arizona State, certainly. Everybody's in a better position, pretty much.
Hell, Matt Campbell, Mr. Don't Pay Anybody, is in a better position than you are.
And again, you've got Oak State fans.
Come on.
You've got Oak State fans in their rooms, forearm strengthening to Hoss Hengy. Man, you're amazing. Wish you could sell recruits like you sell your fan base on Hoss Hengy, huh?
Wish you could sell, your recruits like you sell us on why not drinking and driving isn't a problem. Nice, Mike.
Utah had one of their most disappointing seasons ever under Kyle Whittingham. They still had a better season than you.
Do you know what that's like these days?
BYU just lost their starting quarterback to Tulane. They're going to have a better season than you.
God bless.
Colorado, who, if you ask, I don't know who's the guy, Eric Wasikowski on this show, has a coach who can't coach and can't recruit.
The unbelievers.
They had a better season than you. Kansas won big game after big game to close the season. They had a better season than you.
Now, how many seasons has good old Mike been doing this? Did he mention that in the clip? This is my 21st one of these. And you're still behind everybody.
And you still keep talking about how, and the best part is, if we go back and we play, and I don't think we have the clips, but if we were to go back and play the Mike Gundy Hall of Fame, nothing this guy ever says, including who ain't done that 1,000 times in their life, is ever good for Oak State.
You want to play OU? Are we going to get that back on the books?
If we play him now, obviously it'd be in a bowl game. That'd be a good thing, or postseason. Either way, whatever it would be. So it was funny you bring that up. I was thinking about that on the plane coming down because I'm in my 21st one of these, and so I started thinking about the coaches. I'm trying to go back and remember the coaches that were here when I started. And Bob Stoops is a good friend of mine, and I was thinking about him. And then so I transitioned into, it's still a little unusual that we don't play them.
Oh, it's my 21st one of these, and I've had these guys fooled for 21 of them.
Sorry, Mike. Did you mean beers or seasons? Because I got confused.
And yet Oak State fan is just going to be like, wow, Mike, wow.
Oh, my God, dude. Mike, watching you.
That's such a good
James
point.
is like, oh, my God, Mike, watching you stand on the sideline next to my insider source who's really my friend on the sideline. Gosh, it's just been a pleasure to watch you for 21 of these things, and the 21st one of these things is going to be the best one of these things. Like, come on, dude. How long until we're like, yeah, this dude's a poser?
David Persons for $2. Do you know how
Jesus.
close the Big 12 Memphis vote was? It didn't really get that far. It was not like that. Chad Carter, he's been a member for 18 months. Oh, hey, fam, cutting the grass and have you in my ear holes. Hope everyone is doing well except Michigan. They suck. Go Bucks. We'll have a Michigan story for you in a minute. Hey, Aaron Wilson. Rack 'em. Aaron for $2. Andy gifted a Monty Show membership.
Nice.
Appreciate you, Aaron Wilson. Wasikowski's like, nice one, Aaron. Nice. Go blue.
Nice.
Mike Smith, all of the crazy Gundy videos, you keep playing that clip. Come on, man. Well, I don't exactly have the Mike Gundy videos on standby.
Yeah.
Right. But Mike Gundy fixing his Coke machine in a press conference. Mike Gundy talking about how, negotiations are over. It's time to play football.
Don't stop having your agent call me.
Yeah. Negotiations are never over. Then taking a pay cut. Clearly negotiations were over so that they could afford. And it's wild. It's wild, man. It is wild. Okie Light. I want to push back, but Monty's right. We have too many Oak State fans that are happy to get back above 500. And this is the part that bothers me. Oklahoma State should be the blue blood in this conference. But to do that, you got to beat Texas and Oklahoma. And you instead of that, wanted to hold the door open.
Good.
Right? You have to recruit quarterbacks. You have to develop quarterbacks. You're Mike Gundy. You're arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of Oak State. But your kid wasn't even good enough to play there. You can't continue to do what Mike Gundy does and then talk like you're some kind of legend, because you're not. Mike Gundy's not a legend. Mike Gundy's not a legend. Mike Gundy is not a legend.
Mike Gundy is a legend in press conferences.
He's a guy who just sells guys like Oak State James and everybody else. Oh, look at Oak State James fawning over Haas Hengy.
Yeah, who is he? Your next clean cut?
Haas Hengy. Oh, man. If John Stone was a boomerang or whatever, if Preston Stone had a boomerang, I hope Haas Hengy has a javelin.
Macaque.
Like, you guys are so sold on Haas Hengy. Based on what? Well, my inside source, there's no inside source. He's never played a meaningful rep. And you're not going to be good.
Hi, this is James. Welcome back.
And what's going to be the argument this year?
NIL. That'll be the excuse.
But you cut your coach's salary so you could afford NIL.
It wasn't enough.
No, it's not the NIL budget that's the problem. It's the guy spending it.
Correct.
It's the football coach. We know his offense. It doesn't change. He doesn't have offensive linemen or quarterbacks. So Ollie Gordon got wasted. Well, probably the wrong terminology for Ollie Gordon.
Damn.
But my point is, you did not use Ollie Gordon to the proper level. Like I could go on and on and on about it. Mike Gundy's not a legend. He's a guy who's a legend at Oak State, and that speaks all the things you need to ever say about Oak State. That Mike Gundy's your legend. He's not Woody Hayes. He's not Bo Schembechler. He's not Lou Holtz. He's not Nick Saban. He's not pick your guy. He's not Kirby Smart. Is he the best coach in this conference? Not close.
Let me.
Not Kyle Whittingham.
Here's an example. If we're bringing up names just in college football, is let's see, Buddy at Oregon, Dan Lanning.
Buddy at Oregon.
Is Dan Lanning already, because he's only been in a head coach at Oregon, I mean, how many seasons? Like 5 seasons now?
Something like that. 3 seasons.
Not 21 of these. Dan Lanning, is he already a better head coach? Has he already had a better career?
Who's taken Mike Gundy over Dan Lanning? I would just say stick in the conference, right? Baylor, because of their schedule. Dave Aranda's going to have a better year, significantly better year. I think he probably wins 8, 9, possibly 10 games because of their schedule. And you guys are going to win. And James, Oak State James, are you in the comment section?
Oh, he must.
Is James in the comment section? I don't see him. There he is. We will see in week 2 if Oak State is for real, because they have to go to Eugene and play Oregon. Bro, by this comment, you believe that Oak State is for real today. They're not. And nobody has them at for real.
Who I think it's a really fair question. In the Big 12, who is Mike Gundy better than right now? Well, Willie Fritz.
I'd probably take Mike over Willie Fritz because Willie Fritz hasn't done anything at Houston yet.
Scott Satterfield.
Man, that's close. Dude.
I'm not joking. I'm being serious.
I would take Mike Gundy over Scott Satterfield.
Rich Rod.
Oh, wow.
Tough comparison. I agree. First season, totally get it. But what do they share? Reputation.
And mediocrity.
That's
close. Mike's been there a long time. I would take him for the longevity.
Okay.
Rich Rod's bounced around. Now, after that,
Those are
Sonny Dykes.
Those are the three.
Sonny Dykes. I'm taking
Sonny Dykes. Bro.
Dave Aranda.
Dude, he went to the CFP.
Dave Aranda.
Same guy, in my opinion.
That's another one that I'm like,
The only difference is Mike Gundy's way more personality driven.
Other than that, I don't think there's. I'm taking Kleiman.
I'm taking him over Buddy at UCF for sure.
Well, Scott Frost.
Not really much of a thing there though.
Kleiman. I'm taking Kleiman.
Yeah, I'm taking Kleiman.
Kalani, not even a conversation.
Yeah, the guys that aren't even a conversation are
Kyle Whittingham, Kalani Sitake,
Dion,
Prime, Dillingham, absolutely Dillingham,
Matt Campbell
for sure. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a brawl. I would take Joey McGuire. Dude,
right now, today, I think you have to.
Because he's recruiting and spending NIL money.
The obvious argument is he hasn't won anything. But
neither
at least he's NILing.
But I would rather have a coach who's willing to spend money and go and recruit. You can't do both. If you spend money and you recruit at a high level and you lose, okay, you're fired. The problem at Oak State is you don't spend money, you don't recruit at a high level, you lose, and you didn't get fired. Make it make sense. So for you to sit here and say, oh, man, it's weird not playing Oklahoma. What did I tell you guys last year? Oh, you can't say, well, who hasn't done that? Nobody does that.
Gosh, I'd have to look, but hasn't Brent Brennan had some success before Arizona, right?
Yes. But again, P4, longevity.
Oregon State. That's where I know him from. Yeah.
You're out of your mind. Dave Aranda is not a better coach than Mike Gundy. Aranda will be gone after this season. You think fucking Gundy's going to be here after this season?
Bro, are you serious?
You really think he's... And again, I am not saying that Dave Aranda is some incredible coach because he's a brilliant defensive guy.
Guys, these two are more comparable than you think.
Ask yourself this question. How many games will Baylor win? He's got probably top 3 quarterback in the league now. Their number 1 game, home for Auburn. They're going to win that game. At SMU, I would assume they'd win that game. Samford's 3. Arizona State, they're going to lose. That's 3-1. They're going to beat Oak State. I think they're going to beat K-State because that game's at Baylor. That's 5 wins. They'll lose at TCU. They'll beat Cincinnati for 6. They'll beat UCF for 7. They'll lose to Utah. That'll be 7. At Arizona, 8. Houston, 9 wins. You think he's getting fired if they win 9 games? How about this? They go 6-6. You think Dave Aranda's getting fired? Might. What if they go 7-5? He's not getting fired.
It's a classic Baylor season.
8-4. Not getting fired. Not getting fired. He's not. Why would he get fired? He's not getting fired. Bro, have you seen what you guys are going to, it's going to be tough for you to win 3 games. You'll beat UT Martin, thank God. You better. You're losing to Oregon. You'll beat Tulsa. You're going to lose to Baylor. Dude, if you go to Arizona and lose, Arizona's not going to be good this year. I don't think. I'll give you Arizona. No, you're going to lose at Arizona because you'll beat Houston. That's 3. You should beat Cincinnati for 4. Then you're going to lose at Texas Tech. You're going to lose at Kansas, lose to K-State.
You're not losing that game, dude. Come on.
At UCF, you're probably winning that game for 5 wins. And then you're going to lose to Iowa State. So you're 5-7.
Where? Okay, so you're going to lose at Oregon. I'm trying to see like where are they going to be 4 games into the year? Like
UT Martin, they'll be 1-1 after Oregon, 2-1 after Tulsa, 2-2 after Baylor.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're going to be able to defend Baylor.
And then middle of the season, you're going to be riding high. You're going to be 3 above 500, and then you're going to lose
2-2 Baylor, 2-3 Arizona, 3-3 Houston, 4-3 Cincinnati, 4-4 Texas Tech, 4-5 Kansas, 4-6 K-State, 5-6 UCF, 5-7 Iowa State.
So a better season, but still an awful season.
So then tell me, how is Mike Gundy keeping his job if he goes 5-7? How? Iowa State is not losing to Kansas.
Oklahoma State's not losing.
Or Oklahoma State's not losing to Kansas. Okay, so that game is at Kansas. And you're telling me you really think. Let me just look at one thing.
Excellent strategy, sir.
You make this so easy. You have James is the legend of I don't know anything, so I'm going to pronounce Preston Stone the best quarterback in the country. Because you did that last year. And then
you're a homer is the first part.
You pronounced that SMU was going to beat BYU, and Preston Stone dropped dead at center field, I think, and BYU won that game.
Then to double down on BYU, you said Retzlaff was going to win the Heisman, and now his ass got bounced from Provo.
And that didn't happen. So my question is, you have not, in recent memory, been able to stop the run. What makes you think that Daniel Hinshaw, who, if he's healthy, could arguably be the best back in this league? Okay, forget the run game. Forget the run game. You have an offensive line, I think, at Kansas, returning 3 of their 5 guys. And one of your weaknesses will be rushing the quarterback. I know, shocking. So, Jalen Daniels, 3 of 5 returning offensive linemen, and one of the better running backs in the league.
Bro,
that right there says you're not winning that game.
Hold on. Just listen to Kansas's schedule. You think you're beating this team when you're playing them in the last quarter of the season after they've played this easy of a schedule? Bro, Fresno State, Wagner, Missouri, good game. Rivalry game, good game. Okay, tough game. West Virginia at home. Cincinnati at home. UCF on the road. Tech on the road. Home for K-State. They will have been home, bro. They won't have left their time zone for 2 weeks before playing you.
With like, I think the 3rd best defensive line in the conference. Okay. I mean, dude, this is...
I agree that Buddy is hurt a lot. You're not wrong about that portion, but to sit here and say that they're going to beat Kansas just like that because he's always hurt, they proved you wrong.
But again,
the last 4 games of the year, dude.
But again, Jalen Daniels was not hurt a lot last year. And down the stretch, I think Jalen Daniels got better and better and better and better and better. We saw it against BYU. We saw it against Colorado. On the road, tough atmosphere. And you're just assuming he's going to be hurt when they have a very light schedule. And he's got 3 of his 5 returning offensive linemen with a running back. And I think even more to the point, I think he's got, let's even stretch that, a top 5 defensive line in the conference. It's top 3. Top 5 defensive line in the conference. Like, this is what Oak State fans do. They get in the rectory, they drink the blood of Christ, and then they start making predictions.
The blood of Gundy.
The blood of Gundy. And then they start making predictions. It's not going to be good. BYU football. This poor guy, James, every time I turn on this channel, Monty is drilling him. Hey, man, I'm not the one.
I don't know what.
I'm not
what
the one who said,
I'm
not the one who said Boomerang was going to be the best quarterback in the country last year.
Bruh.
Boomerang.
I'm not the one who said Jake Retzlaff was winning the Heisman this year. I'm not, you know. And listen, Oak State James did send me a video. And I don't usually play his videos on the channel because they're a little questionable. But he sent me a video of himself right after this is James coming out of the rectory.
Exclusive. This
is Oak State James coming out of the rectory after he formulated his Oak State pick.
Oh,
fucking God.
James will hair of the dog in you there. Just, you know.
There's no way that Oklahoma State's losing to Kansas. Buddy is always hurt.
And what happens is James just comes in and he says outlandish, crazy things he can't back up.
Because you get emotional, bro.
Haas Hengy, Heisman Trophy winner. Ollie Gordon should be in New York. Going to be the best back in the country. Hey, he just got a DUI. He'll run stairs. It's fine.
Yeah, he had too many Modelo's one night. You know, that kind of ruined it all. You know?
I love how my guy James, Oak State James over here, is like, oh, yeah, Ollie's going to run stairs. Hell, he doesn't need to miss playing time. Ollie Gordon, he got a DUI, got to run stairs. Doesn't need to miss a game. Well, you probably should have suspended him because he missed every game last year. Just so we're clear.
No, I'm not doing that.
I never said Jake Retzlaff was going to win the Heisman. I said Jake was the best QB in the Big 12.
Oh, my bad.
My bad.
Sorry, dude. My bad.
What about Boomerang?
My bad, dude.
How do you defend your take on Boomerang last year?
Can you, for all, you know, how many of our thousands are watching,
That's
can
right.
you specify?
Oak State James is the only one that knows that Preston Stone's packing a boomerang down there. But
Monty, we're running out of airspace in dude's pants at this point.
Yes. In Raccoon we trust.
Which one? Because now we're getting a little closer to the meth pipe, not the garbage
Come on,
can.
Oak State James, you just graduated to Raccoon Dumpster Kid. I mean, keep saying crazy things and you might become meth pipe
It
Raccoon.
was at this moment that he knew.
Right?
He
Yeah,
fucked
you
up.
knew. Because you're now Raccoon coming out of the dumpster. You very well might find yourself. No, you're not, because then you'll be a raccoon with a meth pipe in the front seat if you don't watch yourself. You know, my favorite is when James talks about his inside info at Oak State. Listen, guys.
And he will every single time.
I'm live in the rectory, and I got to let you know this. I came in the back door.
Whoa.
Here in the rectory.
Whoa.
And, you know.
The biggest load that we've seen.
I have an insider.
And I want you to know that insider is not Jesus Christ, but close. He's my middle school friend who's now the sideline reporter in Stillwater. And he told me, as an inside information, that Preston Stone's packing a boomerang down there.
Sometimes I think I just say shit.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Johnny Gonzalez, we now go live to Stadium James inside the IPF below the upper deck in Stillwater.
Bro.
Exactly.
What's up, big bro?
Never ever go full meth pipe raccoon. Don't do it. It's bad. It's bad for your life. It's hit 100% of the time. Yes, it does.
Yes.
Hopes fan game. Oh God,
Dude, this ought to be good, bro. First of all, member for like 30 months. Thank you.
Let's be clear.
That's like saying for the record.
See, because Lopes Van Gabe is now graduated into a place where when he comments like in hour 3 of the show, whoever he's talking about is in real trouble.
Bro loads up for the first 2 hours, dude. And then we'll just come in here and just light your ass on fire, dude.
Let's be clear. James, the human being, is tremendously respected and valued member of this little community. Indeed. Now, Oak State James, the character, on this here program is a damn punching bag.
Facial recognition.
And that's the truth. Oak State James, the guy, Pastor James White, phenomenal dude. Good guy.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Single-handedly keeps Buc-ee's in business.
And an author as well.
Yeah. Do you know how many pedo priest books this guy's wrote or read?
Stay hard.
He's writing a book on pedo priests, and it's God's work. But Oak State James, listen, guys, I have an idea to help BYU. Guys. If we build an upper deck on the Vel Edwards Stadium, I mean, Jake Retzlaff, he's already going to win the Heisman Trophy at BYU.
My bad. The BYU.
The BYU, that Manischewitz thing.
Tulane.
That Manischewitz thing is going to be amazing as long as we put an upper deck and block the Mountain View. Hey, James, they would never block the Mountain View. Well, then they're stupid because they are not getting their BDSM seating charges.
I'm giving you a fucking answer.
Yeah, now that guy. Okay. Here's a bet. Okay.
Okay.
Stay hard.
Okay.
Here's a bet.
Can you screenshot this? This is
Yes.
a bet.
If Oak State gets the upset over Oregon, what will you put up? If Oregon beats Oak State, what do you want?
I just want my phone call.
James, what I want.
You got to single this up.
James.
Morty.
Just you and me now on the show, okay? All the other, they can't hear you.
No.
James, if Oak State beats Oregon, I'm not going to put anything up because, frankly, it's never going to happen, and I don't want you to be disappointed. Now, if Oregon beats Oak State, you have to go to Eugene. When Oregon beats Oak State, you have to go to Eugene and personally deliver Jakey Two Holes, your boy. You have to personally deliver. You have to personally deliver Jake Bucky's brisket sandwiches.
Bro, this hole you've dug is so deep, bro.
Hi, this is James. Welcome back.
We need James versus Big Daddy Magic charity boxing match, and the proceeds go to the Advocates.
Dude, facts.
James, they're never.
It is championship week.
Not for Oak State. Not for Oak State. Listen, I'll go this far. If Oak State beats Oregon, I will buy Big Daddy Magic a long sleeve Buffalo Bills red shirt.
Two of them.
Bruh.
Oh, and Big Daddy Magic, you heard that here. If Oklahoma State beats Oregon, I will buy Big Daddy Magic 2 long sleeve Buffalo Bill shirts.
Timothy.
I'm doing it. Now, if Oregon beats Oak State, you got to drive to Eugene and deliver Jake Bucky's brisket sandwiches.
Yeah, take it. See ya.
That's how it is. Bucky's brisket sando, exactly right.
Dude.
Okay, Bucky's sandwiches for Jake versus $50 gift card for me. You're not getting no,
bro, dude. We established this last week. Your excuse is that you have this Kindle. Why don't you get hard copies first?
And you and I both know you're gonna be disappointed. I don't want to get your hopes up.
Cashless.
How about this? If Oak State beats Oregon, I will buy you a Patrick Mahomes authentic Nebraska football jersey. That seems legit, right? Because he's playing for both Nebraska and.
That's the last I saw.
I mean, we'll put Mahomes on the Raiola in Mahomes.
Listen, they both wear number 15. I mean, it looks the same to me.
They're intermingled.
Yeah.
Okie Light, James is listening to the Oak State podcast saying Dante Moore is as good as throwing picks as Devin Dampier.
What?
Well,
What?
And listen, I understand Oak State fan thinks that their defense is going to be better. It's not. But, you know, that you believe Kansas is a bad football team, Oak State, James, like, that's the thing that I will
Come on,
never.
man. What are you talking about?
I'll never understand that. I will never understand what made you say, "Well, Kansas, we're better than Kansas." Fucking Kansas? What? AM, PM, they got nothing on Bucky.
Nobody said boo.
Bro, I'm warning you now, and that nobody believes me when I say, hey, the University of Utah has the best offensive line in the conference.
That's bullshit.
Best right tackle in the country. And I think probably top one or two or three offensive lines in the country. And then the national rankings come out and, well, lo and behold.
By the way, that was based on Pro Football Focus's numbers.
Thank you. So actual like real metrics and stuff.
Yeah.
So-called experts.
And you think that Oak State, you better like
Me?
Athlon Sports did a preview on Oak State where they said if they don't overachieve, they may not win a game. You know, dude, it's fine. And I just think that Mike Gundy
can you run that by me one more time? If they don't overachieve.
If they said something like, homie said something. He said something like, if Oak State doesn't overachieve, they won't win a game.
Damn.
Because they have all these transfers who have really never accomplished anything at their previous stops. It just doesn't. It does not make any sense at all.
Bro,
and I
that
start
is so rough.
I start looking at the like just the Zane Flores hype that you monkeys were running out last year. Oh man, let me tell you something about
guys.
Zane Flores. Oh,
Hey, guys.
He's no Gunnar Gundy, but let me tell you about this guy. And
Suck at a ding dong.
that's all he did last year because he didn't play football. Right? Like, and you just look at you look at this depth chart up and down, and you understand they just were never an offense last. They were offensive, they just weren't an offense last year. And now you're like, oh, okay. We lost our three best receivers. So you think that Christian Fitzpatrick is going to go from Marshall to Oak State and he's going to 20 touchdowns?
Yes.
No.
No.
Right? Like Jalen Lloyd, he could not cut it at Nebraska. He was a big play guy or no play guy. And you think he's going to become an unbelievable route runner now? How? Right? I mean, Talon Shetron isn't he? I think he's your only significant contributor that's coming back. And they're better than Kansas. Oh, okay. Anyway. Figured Monty and his Michigan derangement would be all over the letter today, not Oak State. Okay. Let's switch focus.
Listen, we can shift.
Let's go ribcage shots on Michigan. Because this thing with Tony Petitti.
Now, before you get into it, let's pull up Michigan's schedule. Just hear me out on this, okay? Hear me out on this. So yeah, Tone. Yeah, you're condoning cheating. Sure. Yeah. And by extension, whether you meant to or not, you're kind of condoning everything else that has gone down in a way. Not a great look, right? That Tony thinks that the NCAA should just, be done punishing Michigan for the sign stealing scandal. Here's the problem with that, dude. Here's the problem. You're in a conference. You're the commissioner of a conference that needs every big game that it can get. You're the commissioner of a conference that is supposed to be the best damn conference in college football. Oh, we've won back-to-back natties. We're the best. We have the TV money and everything, Morty. So then, if you're the best damn conference in college football and you're just deep as hell, why does Michigan matter? Who cares? You've got like 5 other squads that are going to backfill them. No problem or questions asked. Oh, that's right. That's not the case. And you need Michigan now more than you ever have because Oregon disappointed your ass last year. And you have no idea what SC is going to be.
Tony Petitti, the commissioner of the Big Ten, wrote a letter. And I want people to understand this letter is not new. It's just coming to the surface. Tony Petitti wrote a letter to the Committee on Infractions. And he said that there should be no further punishment against Michigan football because the Big Ten sufficiently punished Michigan by suspending Jim Harbaugh. Now, if you are one of the people like Eric Wasikowski who routinely knee pads Michigan, understand that the suspension of Jim Harbaugh was not a suspension. Jim Harbaugh was allowed to be around the team all week long, including game day. The only thing is he couldn't be at the stadium while gameplay was happening. So he could talk to his coaches. He could be in contact at halftime. He was in blackout mode, couldn't be in the stadium when the game was being played. So he traveled with the team, stayed at the team hotel. Was he really suspended? I'm going to say he's not. And in his letter, Tony Petitti goes on to talk about how, the Big Ten did what it could do. But remember, Michigan fans were livid and pissed off. Now, post haste, because scumbag flew off to Los Angeles, now it's like, oh yeah, man, that he did a great job. This letter shows that Tony Petitti, he's our guy. Great job. No, I'm going to say not a great job. I'm going to say no, you're not. And he says that he didn't attend the Committee on Infractions hearing himself because he was having his hip replaced. Well, that's because you got bent over by Michigan, Tony, and they broke that thing off. I don't think that's what happened. Anyway, the point is, Tony Petitti says he was having hip surgery, so he could not attend it himself. That's why he wrote the letter. I think this is, again, if you are a Big Ten fan, this is exactly what Tony Petitti should have done. He should have gone there and he should have said, we punished him. We did enough. Leave him alone. What else would he say?
Nothing. Don't say anything.
He can't not say anything. He's the Big Ten commissioner and he was heavily involved in the investigation. There's nothing else for him to say. We did what we did. It's enough. Leave him alone. But here's the problem. Now, here's where all the Michigan fans, again, much like Tony Petitti's displaced hip, Bohica, the evidence says that Tony Petitti didn't think the suspension was enough.
That's HIPAA?
Right, because he wanted more, and you couldn't get more. And he sent information to the NCAA. And he was willing to go to court and fight Michigan. Remember, because Michigan sued. Oh, wait, they didn't. That's right. They never went in front of a judge. Forgot about that
they
part.
They postured.
That's right. And this is my feeling. I could be wrong, but I think they didn't go in front of a judge because they were too busy repressing their students on campus's First Amendment rights. Sant'Ono did a lot of crazy shit back in the day. Anyway, the point is, they didn't agree with Michigan on anything, which is why Michigan was trying to, threaten them with an injunction and all that good stuff. But how did that all work out for you? Just out of curiosity. Oh, now none of that matters because Tony Petitti is defending Michigan. He's not defending Michigan. Who's Tony Petitti defending? It's okay. It's okay. Unless you can't speak because it was so far down your throat that you damage your vocal cords, which can happen. Ask, all more of the Oak State fans. I'm Mike Gundy. James, your thoughts. Anyway, the point is,
ding dong.
My point is, it's okay. You can say it. He's defending the Big Ten. He's not defending Michigan. Tony Petitti's not sitting here saying, oh, Michigan, you're so innocent and show mercy. It's been so tough on them. Can you guys show mercy? We just slapped them so hard and look at all the scholarships we took and they weren't able to cheat their way to a champion. Oh, wait, they did cheat their way to a champion.
But Monty, look at the cuts to the cheeseburger budget.
Look at all the starving kids. There's no evidence they were buying cheeseburgers for kids. Well, Jim was just there. But, if Matt Weiss would, but wait, that's right. He hacked. he's not defending Michigan because there is no defending Michigan, because we all know guys like Ward Manuel, based on his actions, he's a scumbag. He's a loser. Santa Ono, now we know, can't even get a job at Florida. We know who Jim Harbaugh is. Yeah, he's a scumbag too. You treat kids the way he treated kids, and then you bail on them. Yeah, he's a scumbag too. And then when you abandon your kids during the season, almost half the season, yeah, it kind of makes you a scumbag.
That's fucking interesting, man.
You know, so this idea that Tony Petitti all of a sudden is out here defending Michigan, no, he's not. No, he's not. Nope. Tony Petitti's defending his best interest. That's called the Big Ten. And he has no choice but to defend the Big Ten because that's his job. So if your belief is that he's like, oh, we told you we're innocent and Tony Petitti knows we're innocent. No, he doesn't. And he's never said that, and his actions don't say that now. Tony Petitti's doing his job, which is defending the universities, their presidents, and their athletic departments against Jim Harbaugh's treachery.
Sorry, folks, that's what it is.
Because that's what he's doing. You know what? You know who he's defending right now? The other universities that, hey, I know, call me crazy. The very fact that Tony Petitti had to write a letter to the Committee on Infractions says, bend over, here it comes again. We're Michigan, and all we do is screw other people.
Because it's illegal.
For our own benefit. We screwed the rest of the Big Ten. We screwed kids on every other roster. In fact, our offensive coordinator breached, computers and accounts and databases and stole photos allegedly. And when we were told the FBI was on campus, we said that's no big deal. Yeah, it turns out it was a multi-state investigation. And yeah, he did that while he was employed at Michigan for the scumbag Harbaugh brothers. Santa Ono, I mean, who doesn't want this guy? Oh, I know who. Everybody else doesn't want Santa Ono.
Including the SEC.
Because all they do at Michigan is lie, cheat, and steal, and then plead their innocence. So the idea now that Tony Petitti is defending Michigan is completely erroneous. Tony Petitti is defending the Big Ten.
Erroneous.
That's what Tony Petitti's job is.
Erroneous on both counts.
Under no circumstances, Tony Petitti defending Michigan. Under no circumstances, Tony Petitti defending Jim Harbaugh. Let me just count the ways that you're a scumbag. Jim Harbaugh, Santa Ono. How about those First Amendment rights, President Ono? Oh, former President Ono, who can't get a job now. Ward Manuel, the worst chair and the overseer of scandals in both men's basketball and football, and perhaps the largest cheating scandal in the history of college football. Other than that, man, fuck that. That
was a masterpiece of dog shit.
That guy's the best, athletic director I think I've ever seen. Other than the fact he completely destroyed the college football playoff to the point where Ohio State had to go on the single greatest run anybody's ever seen ever to win a championship. Hey, thanks.
Don't forget about Penn State.
Thanks for helping that glory. Yeah, and then you not only did you screw Ohio State, you gave cock on thigh the easiest road to the college football playoff, and they still lost. You incompetent buffoon.
Hi, this is James. Welcome back.
Other than that, who doesn't want to be affiliated with Michigan besides nobody?
James Franklin's a hell of a head coach.
I mean,
wow, man, holy cow.
Feel bad for anybody not named Michigan in the Big Ten.
Maybe Indiana should get in on the debauchery. At least that'll give them more of an advantage.
I mean, seriously, how many people affiliated with the lies and scandals? Where's the forgery claim? Because little short guy running back Papa Smurf didn't sign that LLC arrangement with Vacuum Boy. How come we never
Steeler guy?
I'm LLC.
Vacuums aren't my thing.
I'm not in business with any vacuums. Aren't my thing. Well, how'd your name get on that LLC? What? I will vigorously defend myself.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest.
If I defend myself and it comes out I actually did sign my name on that LLC, that's an NCAA violation.
The ink isn't dry yet.
Yeah, look at that. I'm at Michigan committed it. Oh, that's not surprising. Good luck.
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
BYU football. Matt Weiss did his hacking while running their sign-stealing operation. Pedo stated Happy Ending Valley in Michigan shouldn't be allowed to ruin more lives and play football ever again. Penn State should never play another football game. Not only did you have the Paterno-Sandusky thing, now you hired James Franklin, who has a history of, come on, say it with me, sexual assaults and scandal in his football programs. Go look at James Franklin at Vanderbilt. Yeah, clean as a whistle. Sure he is.
And we haven't even gotten to first team all shower Olympics at Northwestern.
Man, I'll tell you.
Nice.
Yeah, anyway. I listen.
So sorry, James. We're not going to build an airport closer to the Penn State campus, okay? That's not happening.
And I love all the Michigan fans who are like, Tony Petitti out here defending Michigan football. No, he's not.
So-called experts.
Yeah.
Jack wagons.
And I agree. Send them all to prison. Chewy Gonzalez, makes sense why Santa Ono wanted to go to Florida. He could be part of the swamp. Well, they emptied the swamp. What do you mean? Oh, I know what you mean.
I want the best people.
Yeah, you can't have that stadium unless you name your team after a racial slur.
Oh.
Empty the swamp there, huh, Coach? This story has to be made up. This story cannot be true.
Do you guys remember in 2013 when our just incredible president tweeted that the president should not be wasting his time talking about the now Washington Commanders and their name issues? You guys remember that tweet from Donald Trump?
In fact, I don't.
I mean, it must have been a little fuzzy, but somehow it was unearthed today.
So Donald Trump, President Trump, is threatening on social media to, and nobody understands how he has power to do it, probably because he doesn't, is going to block the new Washington Commanders stadium in D.C. unless they reinstate the name Redskins. You know, the one that mocks Native Americans for the color of their skin? Huh. Yeah, that one. And he said to do the same thing for the Cleveland Indians. Donald Trump, I don't know if this is just, hey, look over here so you don't look over there. Okay. Are you really insinuating that you should bring back a racial slur as a professional sports team name?
Seems legit.
Not sure I can get on board with that, sir. Not sure I can do that. And yeah. How about the president run the goddamn country and stop worrying about sports at all? How about the president get his heart failure looked at? Did you guys see? I dare delve into social media videos, but did you guys see that one of the trends going around is the cardiologists around the country saying, yeah, that's cool that you think he has this thrombosis vein issue in his legs. Yeah, those are all classic symptoms with his hands, his face, that symptoms in his face and his legs. Yeah, we call that congestive heart failure. There are a lot of people who think the president has congestive heart failure. Worry about that. Worry about the price of beef and stop thinking about sports, my guy. Like, let the sporty McSporter guys handle sporting. I'm not sure who they are, but you don't need to be involved in college football. You don't need to be involved in racial slurs in the NFL.
I think it's a very reasonable question to ask if he has the health to make it through all 4 years.
I'm concerned about it because, again, and I know this is not going to be popular in large swaths of this country based on his approval rating. If the president of the United States dies in office, that's not a good thing. Breaking news, the president dying is bad for business. Right? And all the people who are like, oh, I wish they had not missed. Well, there probably was no shot anyway. But the point is, the president getting offed is not what we're after. Right? Like, vote him out of office. Great. Okay, cool. I'm down for that. Any other means of exiting the White House? Not in my favor. I am not sitting here, but I agree with you. I think it's a huge question that you go and look at his symptoms. That's terrifying, man. Because if you have congestive heart failure and his lifestyle, you look at his diet that he's renowned for as the McDonald's guy. Oh, a team's coming to the White House, get 100 Big Macs. That's quite literally his plan. And he eats McDonald's daily. Come on. You can't do that, right? And if this is not a shot over the bow of, hey, old folks, we can't have you as president anymore. So let me get this right. We went from not fully capable Joe Biden to a guy who's got congestive heart failure and is approaching 80 years old. Can we get like a 40-year-old in the White House? Can we try to work on like the age thing? Maybe get younger, not somebody like the governor of Texas is in a wheelchair, man.
Just saying.
Like what are we doing? What are we doing? It is just, I don't understand it and I'll never understand it.
Yeah.
I will never understand it. And I want a president who is healthy and fit and can make good decisions on a regular basis. And when you're worried about your heart stopping, I don't know that you can do that. I mean, the guy almost died from COVID, for crying out loud. Right? Like,
it's true.
You go back and you look, his health has not been good for some time. And this whole thing with the Washington Football Club, dude, let it go. Because most people don't believe he has the authority to block a stadium deal. That's not a federal level thing. What are you going to do? Defund DC? I don't think you're doing that. But you look at the things he's trying to do. Nobody wants NIL in the House settlement to be undone. In fact, we need it not to be undone. Number one, nobody is clamoring to have that slur come back and be the name of the football team in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Nobody is calling for now, does Guardians roll right off the tip of your tongue? No, it sucks. But nobody's calling to go back to the Indians.
Yeah, and I just think that the timing of it is clear. Like, this is a distraction. That's all this is.
Yeah,
right?
And you look at what that term means. I hate even saying it. But you look at what that term means. It is so incredibly derogatory. You can't. Yes, it is a slur, Paxton. All right, you really think that word, and the word I'm talking about is Redskins, you don't think that word is a slur? We are identifying a group of people based on the way they look. There's another word that comes to mind for that particular set of circumstances. It's the exact same thing.
Do a basic Google search. What is Google? Yes, that term, when used in reference to the Washington NFL team, was widely considered a racial slur and offensive term
it's not
by
questionable.
many Native Americans and others. And the reason for that is the historical context, which is rooted in a long and painful history of violence and dehumanization of Native Americans. So
like, it's not a question.
You are wrong and uneducated if you think this is not a slur.
That's crazy. Yeah. Big pun. If hell, even Utah is trying to move away from Native people references because a minority of Ute people don't like it. It was never a problem before. Are you out of your mind? Guy, it was a huge problem before. That's why the name got changed in the first place.
In 2020, it was retired.
Do you understand the protests, the lack of corporate sponsorship dollars on top of all the other Dan Snyder issues? But do you understand that corporations weren't willing to spend money with that Washington football team because of that name? That everybody from FedEx to put incredible pressure on them to change it because they didn't want to be associated with it. So What do you mean it wasn't a problem
do you guys
before?
Understand that the dictionary references this term as a slur. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's not an opinion that it's a slur. It's factual.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed at how many. If you don't believe that name is a slur, you have to go back and educate yourself. Go read about it.
Yeah.
Because it was not, and I'm sure we'll get the comment that it was woke and you're just. It has nothing to do with being woke, man. It has nothing to do with being woke. It is offensive to an entire group of human beings. Like, you have to go back and look at the history of that term. It's crazy to me. And the idea that it wasn't a problem before, man, they had protests. They had people lining up. They had people picketing. They had people refusing to advertise or partner with the football team. That's a problem. That is a problem. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the BMW. Because I'm very curious how many people are going to be, oh, look at the woke guy buying a BMW. Yes, we bought a very expensive BMW over the weekend. We got an M4 competition, X4M competition. It's got an inline six, Monty. Yes, it is. It's incredibly fast. It is incredibly powerful. It is a joy to drive. Here's how this happened. I walked into that dealership, not even intending to buy a car. My wife's BMW, my wife drives a BMW, had a recall, and she dropped it off. They told her it was going to be, I think they had like a week or so, a little short of a week. Okay, cool. We had a meeting Friday afternoon about our side hustle. We were sitting there and the dealership called and said, hey, your car's ready. We're like, whoa, okay, cool. So we drove to the dealership. After our meeting ended, we got in the car, drove to the dealership, dropped off the loaner. And of course, while she was doing the thing with her car, I was there because I've been looking I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. It is a V8 Hemi. I wanted to get out of a V8. So I was there looking at a X3 I-40, which is the best motor it's in this same car, by the way. It's a B58. Great motor. Look it up. It's amazing. $32,000 car. Oh, we sold that one, but I have this one over here. Okay, let me see it. Not good. Was not going to take it. It was an X3M. It was a 2020. It had 62,000 miles on it. Nah, I'm good. He's like, hey, have you seen this wagon that we have? And I knew it's a 5 Series wagon. Brand new from BMW. I think it's 3 months old. They just got the first 2 units in. They had one in Brooklyn gray, one in black, murdered out, all black. Amazing. Only problem is it's $150,000 and you got to put like between $50,000 and $70,000 down. Not doing it. Wanted to. And my wife actually had to talk me out of it. I was like, okay. So he's like, well, why don't we go inside? Why don't we look at, I have some one-off specs in the showroom. Okay. And the first car he shows me is the car that I wound up buying. X4M competition. Okay. How much does it weigh? 5,000 pounds. Damn. Does not meet the brand new Donnie depreciation bonus. Because to get the full depreciation bonus, it has to be 6,000 pounds or more. Okay. What else do you have? Well, I've got this X6M competition over here for 156,000. I've got this X5M competition over here for 132,000. Both of those are 6,000 pounds. What about this M4? Ooh, I like it. I like it. They had a beautiful car, and I want to say it was $89,000. Coupe. So we start talking about it, and my wife's like, listen, how would we make this work? Okay, well, and we started talking about, well, it's going to be a business vehicle because my Jeep is 100% for business. We'll make content on this car. It'll be a business thing. Okay, cool. Let me call my accountant. I have a really good tax accountant.
Right.
Well, hey, I can get you a significant write-off on that unit if you choose to buy it. It's not going to be 100% of the depreciation bonus, but it's a really good amount. And that pretty much sealed the deal for Mrs. Monty and I, because it makes it so the end of the year, my business taxes are going to be in really good shape. And it makes it so that I really don't have to worry about it. And the content I create on it will absolutely pay for it. Great. We wound up getting it. And then the guy's like, well, let me tell you about this car. I want to make sure you're good with it. Okay, tell me about it. Well, it is, obviously, it's an X4M competition. It is an executive spec. I was like, what does that mean? Is that a loaner? He said, well, yes, but no. The CEO of our dealership group designed the car. And he essentially built it to his liking. He drove it. And now it's for sale. And we're going to give you an extra $10,000 in a discount. And you'll be listed as the first owner because it was never registered. Because they just put a dealer plate on it. I was like, fantastic. And he said, well, you know, this Sao Paulo yellow is also one of the rarest colors. It is not super rare, but it is one of the rarest colors. You see one in about 2,500 X4s have it. And it's got to be an M to have the yellow. I was like, all right, great. You can special order it, but so I was like, all right, great. So we got a really good discount. It works out on taxes. So I went and did it. And it's what I always say about everything happens in time and shape. Because we were not there to buy a car. The car I would have driven was sold. But man, I think my wife would have more seriously considered the wagon if they had had the Brooklyn gray one. The Brooklyn gray one they had on the lot was sold. It's awfully tough to drive around in an all black wagon. So instead of black, we went in the exact opposite direction. And we went with Sao Paulo yellow. And the thing is an absolute beast.
Incredible.
And if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you've seen a bunch of it already.
Or YouTube.
YouTube, yes. Thank you. I'm an idiot. It's in the YouTube shorts. Please go check it out. Give us a like. Watch the video. It's amazing. It is that S58 engine, you guys. I think it's one of the best motors BMW's ever made.
Yeah.
And bar none. It is not their V8s. Their 50 model motors are absolute eaters. I think it's even better because you get significantly better efficiency and gas mileage. The other thing I love about this car, and I did a video on the buttons on the steering wheel because there's like an M1 and an M2 button on the steering wheel. You can dial the power and because this car allows you to fully customize everything. How tight is the steering? How locked is the suspension? What is the motor doing? What mode of are you using the transmission in? It's amazing. And this is the first fully M car that I have had. It's a X4M competition. Dude, it is unbelievable.
Yes.
It is unbelievable. All right, are you guys still arguing over this? Come on, man. Chewy Gonzalez, inline six engines are amazing and fun. My Subaru 3.6R had that. Thing was fast as at AF, and it is really fast. And you can make it. The thing that I like about it is you can drive it economically. It'll get you 27 miles a gallon in efficiency mode and
keep the revs down, keep the power down.
but it'll also get you like half a mile a gallon if you turn that thing all the way up. And there's and I show that in my YouTube short as well, on the shift knob, there's a little switch for the transmission. And I ride around on level 2. You go up to level 3. It's a completely different ride.
I think the thing that's most amazing about actually riding and driving one of these cars, you see them all the time. Like M3s, M4s, even X3s are all over the place. X4s are definitely, I would say, a little rarer, especially in M form for sure. I think I've only seen 2 around where we live. But the crazy part is, like, when you actually drive it, the power it actually has is sensational. I mean, it's this thing where it's like, everyone thinks, oh, you spent all that money on the car, you're always going to be driving like balls to the walls fat. And that's actually not how it works. It's really interesting. Like, driving a car with that kind of power, it's everything from like choosing how you pull away from the light to when you pass to obviously getting on a freeway. Like, it's all the little things that you do differently because of the caliber of car you're driving.
And the cool thing about the way this car is set up, it comes on Continental Summers, the tire, and it's a sticky tire. You cannot drive it. It's okay in the rain. You cannot drive it in the snow.
No,
you'll die. Yeah. So in winter climates, they give you a second set of tires. You get a winter set of tires. It's amazing. So the whole thing is incredible. It's incredible. And I agree. The Sao Paulo yellow, that's why I bought it. We took it up to Alta and had a little picnic. Mrs. Monty and I had a dinner picnic the other night. And so many people were like, I like your car. Hey, your car's cool. Hey, man, we were at Soldier Hollow playing golf yesterday. Hey, cool car, man. Love your car. Like, but you got to watch where you park it. Because I'm a big fan of the first spot right next to a handicap spot, because you can get really close to that handicap line, or back of the parking lot. I'm not somebody that's going to park it next to a bunch of people. I'm not doing it. And then there is the question about, what do you name it? I think I've got to name it Doug Ross. Oh, and the license plate. Oh, yeah, you guys,
this is I got crime, hosed. Dude. This is kind of a crime. I'm not going to lie.
I got hosed. So my license plate has been Flu Game for the last 5 years, 6 years. FLUGAME, Flu Game. It's a reference to Michael Jordan beating the Jazz in his Flu Game. And now I have to get a new plate. And we've looked at all kinds of them. Like, there's a bunch of them that are available that incorporate the name Monty. Mr. M is not available. Just Monty is not available.
What's the German word for fast?
Your mom? I don't know. Look it up. You have a rocket ship in front of you. I don't know what the German word is. If you're going to name it, the proper name would have to be Sir Douglas Ross. Could be. Doug Ross is a great name for a car. Nobody will know what it means unless they know what it means. And that's what Flu Game. That's why Flu Game is so good.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think, does Doug Ross work? No, it's 8 instead of 7. Damn. Or Pac-Man Fever. No, I am not naming it Pac-Man. Big John says, congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate it. Name it Pork Chop? Nah, bro. Name Big Daddy Magic. Name called Victor, the beloved BMW. No. Yeah. What's the German word for fast?
Schnell. SCHNELL. There are others.
What's the German word for yellow?
Hang on.
I'm curious what that is.
Gelb.
Gelb. Ooh, that might work.
Yeah.
What about Gelb? That's kind of funny. I don't know. You know what, man? It's a massively expensive car. Do I want to have a license plate that says yellow? I don't know. I don't think so. But what's that one?
The German, well, I don't know how to pronounce the German word for speed. There is a saying, Das Speed is used as a description of going fast.
I mean, I would love to have something crazy like that, but I don't know. Do you put a plate on it with your own name?
Now, there's always the strategy of mocking the rival car brand with your license plate.
Well, there is that. There is that. That is one. Slow MG, slow MB.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am not at all.
Different ones.
Oh, the Oracle Park Bunny died. Oh, wow. Yeah. Anyway, don't get me started. Yeah, I don't know what I'll name it. I think I'm gonna name the car Doug Ross. That's been a big part of my life the last 2 months. I think the car's gonna be named Doug Ross, and then I'm gonna have to come up with a plate. I don't know what that. Any suggestions for plates? 7 letters. I mean, MTYSHOW Monty Show. Okay. What about PXG? Nah, they have to earn that.
Yeah,
they'd have to earn that. Top notch. Okay. You better name is Victor the beloved BMW. Can't do it. Can't do it. I'm gonna have to really think on what that plate's gonna be. I'm gonna need to come up with one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is, but I'll figure it out. Oh, we didn't do prize picks today. I'm a terrible prize picker. Cubs okay, let's do it real quick. Prize picks. Thank you for the DM. Somebody DM me and said, are you going to do prize picks? I haven't made mine yet. Yes, let's do prize picks.
I've already won on prize picks. So
you have?
Yep.
Why? What did you do?
Bryce Harper, more than 7.5 hitter fantasy. He's got 12. Zach Wheeler, more than 6.5 Ks. He's got 7. And
I would have gone Zach Wheeler too for sure.
And don't know that I'm going to win on Kodai Senga with the Mets. 5.5 Ks. He's at 4, and he's given up 4 runs. So probably only a 2 of a 3.
That's rough. Let's go Cubs. Let's go. I think you got to go Cubs. Right?
Probably.
Cubs rolls. I really don't want. Why is it only pitching it's giving me? How about we look at Seiya Suzuki?
Mm-hmm.
Seiya's been red hot lately. We could do his hits, runs, and RBIs. 2.5 on a demon.
A demon.
He's not been good lately, though. So what's the pitching probables? Well, God, dog. And he's facing Noah Cameron. Man, they're going to throw lefties, so you're not going to go PCA. Maybe I'll go Seiya, 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think who do they have? Who are they playing?
The Royals.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
But it's Noah Cameron. And the thing that I worry about with that is he throws a lot of ground balls, and he has been really good lately. 5 earned, 2 home runs against the Dodgers.
So
yeah, what the hell?
That's not good.
Right, but Seattle, he was 4 2/3, 4 hits, no earned runs. Pittsburgh, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned. The Mets, 6 2/3, 7 hits, 0 earned. We'll go more. We're going to go more than 2.5. We're hoping Seiya has a big game.
And that was bases.
Hits, runs, and RBIs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you should be fine.
Hits, runs, and RBIs.
Yeah, you should be fine.
And then I think, boy, there's some tough ones. Pitcher strikeouts. Bobby pitching for, well, no, that already started. I might have missed the boat tonight. Dadgummit. Noah Cameron, I'm going to go more strikeouts. And then I got to find one more hits, runs, and RBIs. Let's go. I could do Cronenworth rest of the game. They're already in the 6th. Torkelson already playing. I let you guys down today on this. I'm terrible. Alex Bregman already playing. Dadgummit. I need later. How about?
Yeah, I mean, I like Cronenworth for half a base. That's a demon. He's in the 5th.
What about Ohtani?
Wow. What's he got?
Let's see what the pitching matchup. Well, and it's never a bad bet to go Ohtani. Let's not act like I'm doing brain surgery here. They have. Are they off today? No, they're playing against the Twins. Are you kidding me? Where's the matchup in that one? The frick. Am I just missing this? I don't know. I should just take Ohtani. Yeah. 8-10, there it is. Why would they put it at... They disgust me. Festa's pitching. Righty. And we're gonna go more than 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs.
One consideration: Eugenio Suarez has been on fire lately.
He has been.
He's still available if that,
So do I knock out Seiya or do I? So you're saying Suarez, Jake? You're killing me.
I mean, he's got 32 hitter fantasy score the last 2 games.
Yeah, but it's Houston.
Yeah.
You don't think I should worry about that?
Who's pitching for Houston?
Well, let's find out. The Diamondbacks are 50-50. They better trade Suarez to the Cubs. Let's see. Houston is running out Colton Gordon, who he have a 4.67.
Yeah,
9 walks, 10 bombs.
Take him.
Yeah, let's go Eugenio Suarez.
Either hitter fantasy or hits, runs, RBIs.
I think you got to do hits, runs, RBIs. I think you have to do it.
Yeah. There you go.
Hold on. All right. That's where we'll go. Those 3, Eugenio Suarez. I'm a pimp. Hits, runs, and RBIs, 2.5. Let's hope he doesn't cool off. We'll go with that. Whoa. Come on. More. I'm in a hurry because it's the Cubs. All right. 20 to win 101. Wait, what? No, that's power play. 20 to win 130 on a 3-player flex. And it is done.
There you go.
All right, boys. There you have it. The Monty Show is always reminding you, if you get in an accident, make sure you go to the Advocates, theadvocates.com. You never pay them out of pocket. You have absolutely nothing to lose. They know that when you've been in an accident, it's one of the worst days of your life. They operate with empathy, where you need them, when they need them, phone call, FaceTime. They'll even come see you in person. Get it started right now. Advocates.com. Chat with an injury attorney. Lab online, 24/7, 365. At theadvocates.com. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.